very warm welcome to the 2025 Top End T20 Series, sponsored by NT Tourism. Here we are at the gorgeous DXC Arena, and it is the last day of the preliminary matches to be played in the T20 Series. This is unbelievable. Chicago Kingsmen, they are undefeated, and they're taking on the Hobart Hurricanes Academy. May we begin the broadcast by acknowledging the Larrakia people, traditional owners of the land that we are on. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. We also extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are watching this broadcast. Pete Laser with you once again, and once again, lucky enough to be joined by the great Tim Oakley, Adelaide Strikers' own. We watched an amazing game last night. We're going to see another good game today.
Yeah, Pete, I'm really looking forward to this game. We see the bat flip there, and the Chicago Kingsmen are having a bat on a lovely morning here in Darwin at DXC Arena. So I'm really looking forward to the Chicago Kingsmen putting on a good score.
Well, it's going to be important for them. They are undefeated. They are going to finish on top. They're guaranteed to play tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, our semi-final and final day. Who are you looking forward to seeing in the Kingsman line?
I'm really looking forward to watching Shane Jainga. I think he's the wicketkeeper for Chicago, and he's got a bit to say. He's a real competitor, and he's come off some runs the other day. So he's an exciting prospect for this franchise.
They are resting two or three of their sort of frontliners, if you like, but fair enough to do after 5 games in a week and a half. This is their 6th game, so fair enough that they're just giving a couple of their frontliners a rest. The Hurricanes lineup looking to make amends from what's been a pretty ordinary tournament.
Yeah, it has been, unfortunately, for the Hurricanes after coming from a BBL championship, but I'm really looking forward to watching Marcus Bean today. The big 7-footer, left armour, good pace, good bounce. You know, he's coming off an interesting tournament, but there's certainly a lot of potential there, and I'm really excited to watch him.
So there's the standings. The Hurricanes 1 and 4, so they can't really improve their position due to their net run rate also. The Kingsmen, well, they're not going anywhere. They're on top of the ladder. They want to keep winning, though. We spoke to them the other day, and they were very focused on making sure they go 6 and zip, win the semi, win the final. They are here to show the world just what they mean in the cricket circles. It's time for a big game, DXC Arena. We'll be back with the action in just a few moments' time.
Are you looking to hit your studies for 6? Make the move to Australia's Northern Territory and start a world-class partnership where your potential can glide through boundaries and you can rack up runs in places you never imagined. Enjoy our laid-back lifestyle and help us build what's next. When this over is over, think about getting on a good wicket and consider studying in Australia's Northern Territory. Authorised by the Northern Territory Government, Darwin.
Visiting Darwin, Australia? Make your stay a winning one at Darwin Airport Resorts. Just minutes from the airport and a short drive to the city, it's the ideal base for travellers chasing sun, culture or the cricket. With 3 comfortable hotels, 2 inviting pools and 2 on-site dining options, everything you need is right here. Relax, recharge and enjoy the top end at Darwin Airport Resorts.
So here we are at DXC Arena, the Chicago Kingsmen winning the bat flip, electing to bat first. Not surprisingly, another perfect Darwin day. Huge thanks to NT Tourism, Northern Territory Government and the major events and tourism just to get us here and make sure that we can fully appreciate what a winter's day is like in Darwin. 31.5 degrees, 30% humidity. There are a couple of wispy clouds around, which I've never seen on all my visits here.
It's a nice day, isn't it, for cricket? You know, with this sky as well, it actually helps being able to see the cricket ball when it goes high up in the sky. When there's no clouds, it becomes quite challenging to catch. So today, just a beautiful day, and I'm really looking forward to watching Gabe Bell here start up. He's taken the seniority and he's bowling downwind. I like to see that. He's extremely skillful, and he does a lot of damage down there in Hobart at Ninja Stadium.
He does. A bit more grass on the wicket down there in Hobart than it is at the other end of Australia, up here in Darwin. Some beautiful wickets produced here at DXC Arena. True bounce. Good for bat and ball. Shajil Khan is on strike. He can hit them. He's going to have to hit them a bit better than he did at Gardensale. He managed to hit a few into the trees. It's a bigger hit here. It's about 70 metres square and long, so he's going to have to be on the money. Let's the one pass, smack right with the gloves today for the Hurricanes. What can the Hurricanes get out of a game like this? They're 1-4. They won their first game and were sort of up and about and then dropped 4 on the bounce. What can they get out of a game like today?
Well, I think as a team, they can certainly take some momentum and take something from this tournament. But as individuals, I think they're trying to put their best foot forward. You know, the One Day Cup starts next month. It's well bowled again by Gabe Bell. Good pace and good carry. But, you know, their One Day Cup campaign starts next month with Tasmania. We're going away on a pre-season camp next week to Brisbane. So individually, you're looking to really impress. You're looking to show Jeff Vaughan, the head coach, and the other selectors that you've put your hand up, you've got some runs or some wickets behind your name, and you're in some good form. And they look to you in order to be playing in those games.
Struck on the pad, there'll be no run there. Well bowled from Gabe Bell again, 3 dots to start this over. Is it important though also to still be doing the team things first, because you never want to get caught up in that individual, as much as cricket is an individual team sport, you don't want to be caught up in those individual milestones or...
No, absolutely. And the reality is, you know, if you perform as an individual, you know, your team should perform well. You know, let's say Gabe Bell here bowls a maiden or whatever happens, goes under, you know, 6 and over and takes a wicket. Yes, individually it's great, but as a team it's great as well.
French Cup, they're going to come through for a single. It's a good start from Bell, right on the money here. It is a good batting wicket, we know that. We probably haven't seen the runs we thought we were going to see on DXC Arena, except for the Hurricanes game against the Stars, where there are 460 of them.
Yeah, that was a good day. But no, I think, you know, someone like Gabe Bell, for example, his job here is not to get greedy. A little bit of shape there. His job's not to get greedy. His job is to swing the ball up front, hit a hard length, look to target the stumps, and take early wickets. That doesn't mean he's getting greedy and bowling Yorkers or trying to bowl slot balls. He's still hitting his area and reducing the amount of runs that he goes for.
You glide it down, and this is your man, Shihan Jahinga, who they put on 146 the other day. Jahinga and Khan smashed them everywhere. Certainly a century stand. They just looked fantastic. They were in control of their game. They batted with each other, batted beautifully in a partnership. That left-right combination that we see so often now at the top of the order.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, I think, especially here at DXC Arena. We've got one side, which is the short side, to Jahinga's leg side, and the long side to his offside. So it makes a bigger difference.
Just around the corner and won't get away either. So a good start from Bell. Good start from runs conceded, but also just how the ball's coming out of the hand. A little bit of movement, good line, good length, nice and tight. No wicket for 1. It's going to be important for the Hurricanes if they want to chase down any total to certainly keep the constraints on during this power play, these 4 overs.
Yeah, no doubt. I think anything under, say, 10 and over, 8 to 10 and over, anything under that as a bowler, you're really on top, I think. You know, something under 40 if you're 4 overs, or under, say, 35 is a real win, I think, for the bowling team. But wickets are the key. You know, if you can take 1 or 2 or even 3 wickets, you are right on top as a bowling team. And this is young Ian Carlisle, who has played a few one-day domestic games and a couple of Shield games. I believe he was out last year with stress fractures in his back, so he's looking to make a real return to both the Hurricanes and the Tasmanian Tigers team.
Named as captain today too for the Hurricanes. Surprising when you're named as captain and you don't bowl with the wind.
Yeah, it's I'm surprised by that. But Gabe Bell has probably said, I'm not bowling into the wind, you know. With the amount of Shield wickets and whatnot he's got, Gabe Bell, he can probably choose. But no, Ian Carlisle, skillful bowler, bowls at good pace, but swings the ball both ways. Has good variations. Strong lad, tall lad. You see there, a tiny bit of swing, probably a fraction straight, but good start.
You'll always get a game if you can swing the ball both ways.
No doubt. Yeah, if you can swing the ball both ways and if you have good pace, you know, they're the 2 components which are critical.
Backs away, hits this one over point. Good shot. Going to go for 4.
That's a serious shot, that, from Jahinga. That's the wiki. Wow, backs away. It wasn't that bad a ball, really. He just knew that Ian Carl was going to swing the ball away, probably a fraction short, but great shot. See it again.
Just giving himself a bit of room. It just helped itself over the point region.
Maybe a fraction. It wasn't that bad a ball, really.
Kingsman do like getting away in the first 4. This time just turns off his hip for 1. Geez, you'd have to be a good bowler to get Chan Jinga out, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Hanno Jacobs bowled him the other day, and he was given a little send-off, which he didn't appreciate. And then he unfortunately made our batters cop it as well. So he is a quality player, I tell you what. He's a real competitor. He loves the battle, and I'm looking forward to seeing him today.
Keepers always do, don't they?
They love it.
There's something different in their mentality. From the shoulders up, there's something different about keepers. The question would be, do they choose to be keepers, or does being a keeper sort of choose them?
I don't know. There's a few of them, aren't there? You know, it's a funny personality type almost, isn't it?
It is.
It's
especially the little ones.
Yeah, they just get into you, you know. But I do think that your wiki is almost like a barometer. You know, your wiki, if they're lippy, they're chatting, they're not necessarily sledging, but they're just keeping the team going. You know, they can
that
really
energy level as well.
Yeah, they really drive the energy in the field.
Harry Nielsen seems like a pretty relaxed sort of character.
Very relaxed, yeah. He's great though.
It's in the air. It should be taken. It's gone straight down the throat of deep backward square and fumbled. That's disappointing. Radhakrishnan out there in the deep. Really got to take those chances.
Yeah, that's a disappointing drop. It's a pretty good ball, really. You know, it's Ian Cole will be disappointed with that. It's pretty stock standard there, Radhakrishnan. He's a good young player. You don't see him drop too many. See it then, just sort of on the move a little bit. But that's pretty regulation, really, and it's good bowling. Got bowling to his field, so very unlucky. And we know Khan is a good player.
There's a genuine edge, and that's going to race away down to deep third. The cricketing gods are not smiling on the Hurricanes at the minute. Kingsman, though, nothing can be said that's bad about how they're going. They're no wicket for 12. 11 end up coming from that over.
We talked about last night the fielding of Nepal and Pakistan, the Shaheens, and the impact that it can have on the game. And you know, that's two. There's one misfield, which has gone for 4, and then a dropped catch. Ian Carlisle, pretty stiff there, really good over. I don't know what you do there. You need to be backed up. You know, that's for the Hurricanes here. They're trying to salvage something out of this tournament, and they haven't started in the way that they'd like in this game.
Can there be, even if it's not spoken about, they'll probably speak the other way, but can there be just a little bit of flatness knowing that this is the end of their tournament today? This is the last game?
Yeah, maybe, but I do think you're paid to be here, right? So it is your job. You know, if you're doing any other job, it's not acceptable to rock up and sort of
dial it in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here comes Bean. And that's in the air, but that'll be safe as well. Going out to the long on boundary. It's a long boundary and a big chase. Should be picked up just inside, and it is. Some good fielding, but they'll come back for 3. Khan looking to make the most of his life.
Yeah, that's probably not the start that he was looking for. You know, I do know that he's struggled a bit with no balls this tournament, so sometimes that can certainly play in your head. You know, you're looking down at the crease or whatever, so I'm pretty keen to watch him though. I want to see him hit his straps. I want to see him hit that hard length, bowl with good pace, swing the ball back into the right-hander. He's certainly a good prospect.
One of 2 ins for the Hobart Hurricanes Academy today. He's hit that very, very high. It's going to land eventually. It does. Just inside the boundary rope and goes into the fence for 4. Jenga getting every piece of that.
Wow. That is a serious shot. Probably a fraction full there by Marcus Bean, but that's a good shot. You know, credit to the batter. Nice shot. Played it through that sort of straight mid-wicket region. We'll see it again, the replay. It's sort of weird, kind of his back kind of twisted in his hand. But Marcus Bean under pressure, 7 off 2. You know, need a good over here for the Hurricanes.
He'll keep going too. We know that. Tries to back away this time. The beam follows him. That's well bowled. We speak of the two ins. It's the first time we could probably ever say this. About 4.5 metres worth of player coming in. Bean and Stanlake, the two tallest players in cricket, are both ins for the Hurricanes today.
Incredible, isn't it? Pretty keen to watch Big Billy steam in. He is an exciting player when he's up and going. You know, obviously he's struggled in his career with injuries and whatnot, with the pacey bowls, it can happen. But when he is firing, my goodness, there's not many players in world cricket that are more exciting.
Ooh, interesting from the Chicago Kingsman point of view. I'm not sure they would have faced someone as tall or quick. It's a big swing and a miss. Won't affect him though. Jinga will just keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the reality is there with the short boundary, it's reasonably low risk, and if you get a top edge, it's probably four with no third man. So I like the intent, but I also like the bowling from Marcus Bean. Good pace, good carry. Good to watch. I am interested to know if there was a plan potentially to have Gabe Bell bowl again from this end. He bowled a beautiful over. Good pace, good carry. You know, bowled a beautiful over start the game, and he's ideally a new ball bowler with the ability to swing the ball and nip it around.
Takes the pace off, and that one's hit back on a square, and that's going to go over the rope for 6. Big shot. Just went with the ball a little bit, hit it behind square. It was good timing. Rada Christian on that occasion, no chance.
No chance at all. I didn't know where that was going to go. It was just too straight with that short boundary, and yeah, almost maybe a slight little off cutter. Yeah, maybe, but picked up early, and that short boundary, it's unforgiving. Hasn't been the worst over. It's gone for 13, but it's reality, you know, it hasn't been that bad over, really.
Now should he come back? He did it with 2 dots. How does he get out of the over? Almost in between a Yorker and a half volley length, but Gina couldn't get it away. But a good over for the Kingsmen. They'll take 13 from it. No wicket for 25. Currently, Gina's on 19, doing most of the aggressing. Khan on 6. He was put down on 2. In the first over of the second over.
And Big Billy Stanlake's going to come up the hill here at DXC Arena.
This wouldn't be part of his contract, would it?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I don't think so.
I mean, it's not a strong wind.
No, but it's enough. And I feel that there is a slight uphill. I know the ground is on a camber heading, you know, towards the boundary, but there is a slight hill. I prefer bowling the other end, slightly down the hill.
Slightly down the hill and slightly with the breeze. What a surprise for a big opening bowler.
Someone's got to do it. But no, and I think Big Billy, he'll have, you know, deep third and deep fine leg. And he'll try and hit that hard length, but the left-hander batter, Khan, will be looking to play a pull shot or flicking the ball towards the leg side of that short boundary.
Stanley hit him high up on the bat. We've seen that before. In fact, he bowls it down leg side and have to bowl it again. A little bit of movement though, just a little bit of the breeze. Probably more of a cross breeze now, to be fair. More an easterly coming across the ground at DXC Arena from the golf club.
Absolutely. Yeah, a little breeze coming through. It's quite nice. It is interesting to see, you know, someone like Billy Stanlake gearing up for a big season, obviously, with the Hurricanes and Tasmania. Where is he at with his body at the moment? Early, you know, in August here.
Straight move, just a little inside edge there onto the pad. It was well bowled. That's what's kept Khan out there. He does give you chances, but then punishes if you don't take those chances.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously he's been dropped. So, you know, those drops are they're so critical at this level because these batters, they don't get out very often. And there it is again, pitching outside leg and inside edge. So, you know, you give them an opportunity and they generally take it. It's, yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
Got the slip in place because Stanley is just swinging it a little bit away from the right-hander. Just a touch full on that occasion, but supporting the field. Last over of the power play, we said sort of that 30, 35, 40 mark. You've got to be in that region.
Yeah, and it looks like the Kingsmen, they'll probably get around something like that. You know, I think the Hurricanes have had a couple of good overs here. They've been a little bit off in a couple of overs, the drop catch. You know, so we'll see. We'll see. It's reasonably even at the moment on a good wicket.
Slashes outside off stump. Well bowled from Stanlake. Look at the carry there too.
Nice carry. Really nice carry. Good pace, good bounce. McRae taking that well above his shoulders. And that can happen with that sort of uphill slope. You get a bit more lift. Nice delivery.
You can hear some cricket shots in the background. The indoor nets here are being utilised. Cameron White over there, coach of the Renegades. He's got a couple of his charges, and just the advice he's giving him, it's great to listen to for a cricket lover. This time beats him on the drive.
That's a nice delivery. Jahinga just hanging back with that back of a length ball that he's expecting from Billy Stanlake, but that little bit of swing, that's a nice length. That's that sort of forward A length. Look at that for a ball. Swing too, swing and bounce.
Yeah, a little wider on the crease there as well.
Yeah, that's a nice delivery. Billy Stanlake, in my opinion, his skills are underrated. His ability to swing the ball, underrated. You know, we know him for his pace and his bounce, but he's got good skills with his wrist as well.
And his length is different to others too, because it's coming from so high. That makes a difference too. This one's an edge. It's down to third, and no one's going to stop that. You've got to get it right when they hit him or swing so hard. It's almost impossible to try and track where that deep third should be.
Yeah, impossible. You know, that deep third, though, is quite square down there. So, but you're right, though. There's nothing you can really do. That's a good ball. Big outside edge. Could go to the keeper. Could go to slip. Very unlucky, big Billy Stanlake. Look at that.
You can't imagine that this ball would be in the half of Jahinga.
No, something tells me it could. Well, we'll say they're putting mid-wicket over to cover, or extra cover.
So going with the 6-3 field now, so maybe it will be. Maybe they're going to try and encourage that drive again that he's played and missed on a couple of occasions. Goes full and unfortunately misses his line on this occasion, and that's going to be 4. So the only disappointing ball of the over, but the over ends up going for 10. And the Kingsmen, after their 4 power play overs, they won the bat flip, elected to bat first, no wicket for 35. Jahinga has been the one to get away here. He's 27 from 15, Khan 7 from 9. Almost going for that Yorker at the pegs, at the toes. If you miss your mark by just a little bit.
I don't know if he was really intending to bowl that ball, to be fair. Big Billy Stanlake, I think he's just mis-executed the delivery. So he's a better bowler than that, but this is where we talk about, you know, in August. He's getting his feeling back into bowling, you know, the body moving again. You'd expect him in the middle of the season probably not to be bowling that delivery.
Bell back on. Now he's got a little bit of protection. Deep third and a deep fine leg, as well as 2 sweepers out. One on the leg side, one on the off side.
Only 4 out from what I can see. So the aggressive option from the Hurricanes, where they are allowed to have 5 out. Gabe Bell, though, his ability to hit a good length is just impeccable. And that's the difference, in my opinion. You know, that length control. Someone like Gabe Bell, he's not out and out express pace, but his control is just superb.
There's that balance of having that repeatable action and knowing what you're doing, but also not being predictable. We have seen a couple of those really nice predictable bowls, but in T20 cricket, they can be to the benefit of the batter.
It can, yeah. Certainly with the ramp shots and whatnot, where they can access the pace of the delivery. It really makes being almost a consistent bowler can almost hurt you at times, you know, or they can come down the wicket or give themselves width. Or
Josh Hazlewood's a good example of someone who's changing around. I mean, he's got a huge skill set, which helps. But he was seen as too predictable, and that's been turned on its head. Backs away, hits it up, it's gone through the hands, it's burst through the hands. Cover relatively close there. And they'll come back for 2. Or was that a little half chance that the Hurricanes were hoping to take?
Yep, I reckon that's Tim Ward there, who's a good fielder, generally speaking, but it has burst through the hands. Tough opportunities, pretty close in there.
Probably what surprised me the most is how close he is to the bat.
Yeah, agreed. I think he's trying to stop that one. They're tough, those ones.
Goes across. That one's gone miles in the air. He's just standing there watching, loving what he's seeing. having a look at his own work and appreciating some good play. It's all very well to try and stop the one, but I'm not sure Jenga always deals in ones, and that's gone for 6.
It's a serious shot. But this is where, you know, being a consistent bowler can hurt you in some ways, because Jenga knows what Gab Bell's going to bowl. You know, that nice length outside off. He was giving himself room, come down the wicket a fraction and going bang over mid-off. Tough shot.
Mid on, mid off are both inside the circle, and there's 3 back on the leg side. Not sure the half volley on off was the answer there. So he goes again, this time over backward point. Same result though, it's going to be 4. Another boundary. Jenga is in some good touch at the moment, some serious touch.
Yeah, certainly. That's a serious shot. You know what we haven't seen here from the Hurricanes is any change of pace. So I think that may be the go on this wicket. Pace on is just going the journey at the moment. And credit to Gabe Bell, he's not actually bowled poorly, in my opinion, but the pace on just looks like you can throw your hands at it. And with this outfield and the trueness of this wicket, it goes to the boundary.
So fine leg's going to come inside the circle now. Mid on's going to drop off to the long on boundary. Backs away. It's going to be called a wide.
It's unlucky.
It's the right idea, just had to get it inside the little blue marker.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't reckon that was far off either. Gabe Bell, I like that plan actually a lot. A lot of guys will follow the batter when they move leg side, and it sort of goes into their arc, where going for that wide line makes it almost unreachable.
Didn't miss it by far, but as we've seen, certainly on these beautiful wickets up here in Darwin, you don't have to miss the mark by far. Well, he's missed that. We're going to have to go to the square leg umpires, call it a no ball. It's gone over waist high. Something that we thought we saw yesterday but didn't. Well, we've seen it today. And this means a free hit.
Tell you what, it's a bit... Gabe Bell is not someone that is going for a slide ball. But yeah, you'd rarely see this with someone like Gabe Bell. He's so consistent. So, big ball here, actually.
Well, he's gone for 15 off the over already. They're going at 10 and over. Can't change the field, as we know. What can we do? Will he go too hard, perhaps? Just confirming that he was already there. Came in for a chat.
Well bowled.
It's that through cover, though.
Oh, it's unlucky.
It's a really good shot. It's running out to the boundary. It will be picked up just inside the rope. Jenga will look to come back for 3 and does it easily. He'll love that. He's taken 18 from the over and he's kept the strike. Everything you want when you're hitting the ball well. No wicket for 53. It's a big over. And again, not too much wrong with the delivery. That Yorker length wide of off stump.
Yeah.
He's managed to get it through.
It's a good shot, isn't it? But I just feel that the Hurricanes, it's almost since that dropped catch, they've just sort of been a bit nowhere. You know, they've just struggled a little bit with their line and their length.
And we talk about early wickets making a difference. It makes a difference both the batters coming in, new batters in, but also your energy levels.
Oh, massive, yeah.
Confidence almost.
It's hard not to be a little bit flat with no wickets early. You know, so look, here we are. Big Marcus Bean comes back into the attack. It'll be interesting. He's got the long boundary now, which I think is the better option. He'll angle it in from around the wicket, left arm around, into the hip of Jenga, and I'll be keen to see what Jenga does here.
To give you an idea, Ian Carlisle's quite a tall man.
Ian Carlisle would be 6'3", 6'4". So
he looked like a rover.
It's incredible, isn't it?
So here we are. There's a deep third, deep point, deep fine leg, deep square leg, deep mid wicket. Just 4 inside the circle for Bean around the wicket. He advances, hits it high, and long as he got enough on it, this will take some catching. And through the hands it goes. Can he pick it up inside the boundary? He will. Again, just a little disappointing. That was Will Presswich there. May have needed to go just a little bit quicker and a little bit harder to get in position before the ball dropped. Easy from here, of course.
Oh, yeah, I think that's Will Presswich. He's a serious athlete, Will Presswich, the Queenslander. Made good ground, though. Good ground. Serious effort. I mean...
That's a hard catch.
Yeah, credit to it. That's a serious effort. I don't know if I mean, it's a drop catch in the book, but that's a great effort from your big quick.
That's through him.
It's a nice ball. That's the length.
That surprised me more. They only ran one.
Yeah, the running needs, that's where they're the little things.
It turns 150 into 180 sometimes.
Well, it does, yeah, no doubt.
180.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can accumulate, 20 or 30 runs pretty easily by running really hard.
I think they might have been on Khan too, because we know Jenga wants to be on strike. The way he's hitting them, 43 from 21. He's got some confidence about him, the young man.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, Khan. So Khan needs to find a way to get off strike at 8 of 12. Get Jenga back on strike, who's the man that's obviously going bananas out here. Nice ball.
Well bowled again. So from a Mark Bean point of view, and when you're coaching and developing as he does, he's only a young man, you can't teach tall and he's 7 foot, he's got that. Is it about that consistency, the difference between your best overs and your worst overs, or best balls and worst balls?
Yeah, no doubt. I think, that's the reality with the best players. Their best and their worst, it's a very small gap. Rather than lifting your ceiling, it's more about lifting your floor, if that makes sense. So that's the analogy. Same with the batters. The best players in the world, effectively, when they're going poorly, find a way to scrap a 50. When they're going well, obviously they go massive, but that's the difference.
Got 3 dots here. He's come back well. First over went for 13.
Certainly.
Almost had a wicket in this first ball of this over as well. So this is a good comeback here. This is what you want to see from your young fast bowlers, or young bowlers anywhere.
Well, absolutely, and I think with Marcus Bean, someone like him, he's unique, obviously, with his size. So that gives certain challenges, with the run-ups and the actions and all that kind of stuff. So you work with someone like this with great potential, help them bowl a bit quicker, a bit more consistent, because when he's going to be at his best, he'll be brilliant.
Could be unfathomable, really. That's hit firmly. This one straight to mid-on. Well, you're a bit young for you, but there was a young man called Bruce Reid, he actually became famous because of the 12th man tapes, because he snapped in half. But he was unbelievable. 114 wickets in 23 tests.
It's incredible.
Dominated India for a series 85, 86. It was unbelievable. You think about how good Ryan Harris was. They actually had the identical amount of wickets from test matches. When you think about Ryan Harris, how good he was at cricket.
Well, and the big thing with Ryan Harris, in my opinion, because he was sort of my generation when I was growing up, he, his injuries probably hurt his career. People don't understand how good he really was.
Just played down to deep. What's another of those players that dominated the local scene? He's a Don Bradman medalist. He's the best player in the SACA. Then he goes up to Queensland and does the same thing. Gets recognition later in his career, and it was his knees in the end. But now he's using his cricket brain back in South Australia. And great fella, great person to just have a chat to, have a beer with, whatever it happens to be. But more importantly, from a cricket sense, amazing cricket brain.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's got a great cricket brain, and he's just an authentic guy, right? He obviously has reached the greatest heights of cricket, being Test cricket, but he just a very authentic person. Great coach. Obviously led South Australia to the dual championships last year with the Sheffield Shield and the One Day Cup for the first time in roughly 30 years or 25 years or something like that, which is just a huge moment for the state.
And celebrated as such.
As they should.
It's remarkable when you see, just look at the career, 27 test matches, 113 wickets, 23.
It's Pat Cummins type numbers, really, isn't it?
That's well fielded of his own bowling. Raf McMillan coming in, the young spinner. It really is, because you 27 test matches, you feel like you played more because you played those 5 in a row. That just very rarely happens. And then, of course, your series over in South Africa. There's a lot of memorable moments into a relatively short career.
Sliders? Or are you talking bumpers?
This is great about cricket, isn't it? Just coaches, assistant coach walking around, having a chat. Always a bit of lip involved as well.
Yeah, I like it. I'm a big fan of Jeff Fawn, the Hurricanes coach. Spent a couple of years down in Tasmania. I have a great relationship with him. He's a good man, and he's a great coach. He obviously led the Hurricanes to the championship, their maiden championship down there.
Absolutely. Big appeal. Huge appeal, in fact. Didn't get the support from the keeper because Mac Wright was off making sure there wasn't a single. Almost down there pleading Raph McMillan that it was out.
Raph McMillan, though, is a good prospect, isn't he? I think he's his first year on contract last year with Tasmania.
This one's some air. This one hit in the air down to long on. Might only be a single. Khan hasn't really got going here. He's 10 from 21. Jahinga's faced the same amount of balls for 43. You'd have to suggest that they need to get Jahinga on strike more. Sounds obvious, but as easy it is to say, it's hard to do. Because you don't want perceived pressure coming on to the guy who's going.
No, you don't want to lose. And, you know, he's been starved to the strike a little bit. Khan just is struggling to get going for whatever reason.
And that's what happens. A ridiculous swat. That was never going anywhere. One from the over. Really good one from Raph McMillan. No wicket for 56. Just 3 coming from the last 12 deliveries.
Yeah, it's nicely bowled. Raph McMillan, a great prospect Australian under-19s player. Is originally from New South Wales and Tasmania. Signed him to a 2-year rookie. Played a couple of one-day cup games last year, which was good. An exciting player. Really exciting player. We see a change of bowling. Marcus Bean after his successful over. He's having a rest, and Big Billy Stanlake will come back on.
And this is what, we've spoken about this before as well, but just not bowling the same bowler too many overs in a row, because you can get used to the height, the pace, the bounce, the lead, whatever it happens to be, the action even.
Yeah, you get into a rhythm.
It's a good shot out to mid-wicket. Plenty of work to do for Radhakrishnan here. He's coming around quickly, keeps it in front of him. That's well fielded. They'll come back for 2. Well fielded as he saves a couple, and now the mid-wicket that was in the ring is going to go back. As Khan looks to try and put the foot down a touch. He's 12 from 22.
Yeah, good piece of fielding there. Big Billy Stanlake. It's a good shot, really. But you do have to be careful with that short boundary. Something when I bowl, I'm almost looking to bowl, you know, Yorkers in that wide line.
This time he's gone for the quicker one.
Nice bouncer. Yeah, I do feel that sometimes that short boundary, it's such a short boundary that a top edge is 6. I think with Billy, though, obviously the height makes it quite challenging to play that pull shot. So that ball that's back for length lifts. And the reality is now the Hurricanes actually need wickets. They need to take a wicket in order to keep the game moving forward for them and to stunt the run rate of the Chicago Kingsmen.
So Khan's 12 from 23. Would you ever have a thought amongst the players to actually keep the bloke in who's at strike rate of 50? This time he hits it hard. It's going to take some good fielding. It is some good fielding. Do you ever talk amongst yourselves and go, he's 12 from 24?
I have.
Let's not get him out.
I reckon there will be a world where players are retired, you know, in the future of T20 cricket. Because something
can they come back in later on?
I'm not sure, mate.
Like in junior cricket?
No, I don't think so.
Once you're retired out.
You're done. I reckon you're out. You're done because you're at the moment, if you think about it, Khan is actually hurting the Chicago Kingsmen in some ways, and it's putting more pressure on the in-batter.
And gone. Doesn't have to retire when Stanley goes right through him. Well bowled. He just hit across the line. Bit of extra pace. And that's well bowled from Stanley. A deserving wicket. And Khan is gone for 12 from 25.
Yeah, Shahjul Khan, a tough innings there. Just struggled to find his timing. See the wicket again. Nice ball by Billy Stanlake. But just tried to go too square, really. Just struggled. Really struggled, especially in contrast to Jahinga, who's flying. So, Big Billy Stanlake getting the job done.
1 for 58. We're 4 balls into the 8th over here. Stanlake, couple of dots. It's amazing. Couple of dots. It always brings about wickets. It's the most basic of coaching philosophies. Getting to actually execute it out on the ground is probably the hardest thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But a skilled player like Billy Stanlake, you know, rarely misses. And that's why he's played at the highest level.
We talk about making sure that your floor is as close to the ceiling as it can be, and that's what it is, in the making sure that each and every over, you've got plans, you can execute A, B, C. One doesn't work, you've got another one up your sleeve. You can't just keep bowling the same ball over and over. That's 4-day cricket. It works.
Yeah,
red ball cricket, I should say.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But this is it's just a different game. You know, there's no slips. There's no gully, you know, the wickets don't do very much, the ball doesn't nip around or swing as much. So when you're consistent in this, it becomes quite easy to line up. Whereas Billy Stanlake, the other thing with him with his experience is he can read the game quickly. You know, he can adapt to conditions and adapt to what the batters are doing really, really quickly.
Saeed Sardali coming in at 3. 1 for 58. Still a solid start here, 7.5 and over. Struck on the pad. Probably missing all 3, so the umpire says that'll just be a dot ball in the book, but a good comeback here from the Hurricanes. They were 53 from 5. So the last 3 overs, just 5 runs and a wicket. The other part of that, of course, is that Jahinga has been starved of the strike. This one turned off the hip and it'll just be a single. So once again, he'll be off strike. In form opener, 1 for 59 after 8 overs. It has been a very good comeback here from the Hurricanes. We thought they were just a little flat. They'd gone for 11, 13, 10, 18 in 4 consecutive overs, 53 off 5. But in the last 3 overs, just 2, 1 and 3. 6 runs from 3 overs. Great comeback.
Yeah, great comeback, I think. Big Billy Stanlake getting the wicket. I'm really interested to see what happens here from the Chicago Kingsmen. You know, Jahinga's been starved at the strike. What happens now? You know, does he play a rash shot? Does he look to build his innings again? It feels like he's faced hardly any balls in the last 3 overs.
After facing a vast majority of them in the first 5. He faced 20 of the first 30 deliveries. He's faced 2 or 3 since then, so 1 for 59 from 8. Millen to continue, and it's pretty good batting from Ali. Just turned it around the corner, get the 1. Pseudo-aggression from Will Prestwich is probably still not happy he didn't take catch of the year.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Will Prestwich, he's a serious player.
He comes with a fair pedigree.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah, no, he certainly does. Bowls a good pace, and he can actually hit the ball very hard too. He's a good batter.
This one flicked off the toes. Jahinga finally gets the strike and then turns it back over straight away. He's 44 from 23. Only 2 from 3, 1 for 61. It's looked like the Kingsman sort of Khan certainly lost his ability to turn that strike over. He's always looking for the 4 ball. You're not going to get that from good bowlers.
Spot on.
This time they're going to run the first one hard. Is there 2 there? Jahinga's just jogging along easy as you like. Just tapped into the circle, took the pace off it almost. As the batter, well played from Ali. He'll move to a runner ball 4. Millen's been good though, he's been tight. This one just a little shorter and sticks in the wicket a touch, but will only cost the run. Hurricanes won't mind the singles.
No, not at all. I think the Hurricanes have actually fought back really, really well here. They haven't bowled that poorly, to be fair. I think even the expensive overs haven't been real bad, and they've done really well to fight back, and I think that's the game. It ebbs and flows.
Shahan Jahinga, he'll be looking for a boundary. Hits it in the air and it's gone! So the build-up of dots and the pressure, perceived or otherwise, has resulted in a wicket, and he's gone for 44. This is a really good comeback from the Hobart Hurricanes, who could have let the game flow. They could have let him just float along, but they fought back, and that's a good wicket.
Yep, no, that's a great wicket. I think that's a catch by the captain, the big fast bowler, Ian Carlisle. That's a serious catch. Look at that, low to his right. Great catch, and he loves it too. And that's a huge wicket. You know, Shahan Jahinga looked very, very good out there, but was just starved at the strike. And I think in their review, the Chicago Kingsmen will be discussing that. How can we get our batter, who is in and is seeing the ball well, back on strike? But there we are.
Bat in those partnerships, that's what they need. Jahinga's gone 44 from 23. It's 2 for 64, and that's going to bring the skipper out. Hamad Azam, who's had a big job. He's batted himself up and down the order a little bit. He's given everyone an opportunity. He's skippered really well, which isn't easy to do in franchise cricket when you've got players coming from everywhere, playing in foreign conditions against teams you don't know a huge amount about. He's led the side really well. I mean, you can't do any more than win all 5 games you've played.
No, you're absolutely right. I think the Chicago Kingsmen, they've played well. They've played as a unit. That's how I would suggest they've played. They haven't necessarily had individual brilliance, but they have had team brilliance, obviously, and they've played just as a great cohesive unit.
Hamid Azam comes in. He's got a chance here, though, because there's still 67 deliveries to go. Coming in with a ball remaining in the 9th over. He's got a chance to build into his innings. Good player, good leader. McMillan, though, gets a richly deserved wicket. Just cautiously plays it down the wicket. So, yet again, another good over from McMillan. Another good over for the Hurricanes. 5 from it. 9 overs gone, 2 for 64. Also means just 11 runs and 2 wickets from the last 4 overs. We are playing the Big Bash rules, of course, and regulations, which results in the power surge overs, which caused plenty of activity in last night's multicultural game between Nepal and Pakistan Shaheens. Everyone's still recovering from that. Half the crowd probably still sleeping after push-ups and dancing and running on the ground.
Carnage, wasn't it? It was incredible, actually. It was an incredible atmosphere.
Wonderful Patch, who takes all the picks for NT Cricket. Did he have his work cut out for him last night? It's sort of the easiest and hardest night. There were 1,000 photos you could have taken. He didn't have enough hands, enough cameras. It's down leg side and have to bowl that one again. So now the momentum's really shifted. Chicago Kingsmen are going to have to get back on track here. They were absolutely flying it. 10.5 and over, 5 overs into their innings. Since then, 2 for 11 of 4 overs. It's all changed. Your man Bean, the tall fella, went for a few in his first over, came back well in his second. It's a French cut.
It's well bowled.
When it's your day, we saw it yesterday with Big Will Sutherland. Oh, he's an opportunity. He's batting himself pretty high and then goes for a pull shot, bottom edge onto the stump. Some days they miss.
Chopped on, I know, it's incredible, isn't it? You know, and sometimes as a bowler they can feel lucky, but I do think that wicket yesterday was a fraction tacky. I think the shot was probably there on a true wicket, but the wicket probably wasn't quite true enough in order to play that shot. But you're right, yeah, no, certainly. And someone like that with that much power, you are conscious of how damaging they can be.
You've sort of got to back yourself as well, don't you? You've got to go, these are my shots, this is what I need to do.
No doubt, especially in T20 cricket.
You don't get that many opportunities. Being around the wicket, he finds the other edge. He's found the outside edge on this occasion. And a race down to deep third. Azam will get off strike. 2 for 67, a couple of singles and a wide to get this over underway. As the breeze picks up, and this time it's probably over Bean's right shoulder now.
It's nice, isn't it? It definitely swells around. We found that, you know, the wind certainly swells around for whatever reason here.
It's more like a southeaster, if you like, coming from the airport end over the right shoulder towards fine leg as the left-hander faces. Does it help him sneak one through the defensive alley? Goes for it, doesn't get everything on the ball. Go out for 1, they'll come back for 2. Oh, a little fumble. And they'll take the 2. A little bit of friendly banter from the teammates. Everyone thinks that most of the sledging happens from the opposition team. That's very rarely the case.
So, yeah, it's off to the internal, isn't it? No, that's a pretty good, it's a nice little shot. Missed time though, but you like that intent in the field, don't you, from Anne Carlisle, to attack the ball and try and get it quickly. Put the pressure on the batters.
They're up and about at the moment, the Hurricanes. This one's hit hard and threw mid on, but well fielded. That's really well done. That was going at knots. Bradley Hope has skipped the Hurricanes through some of this tournament. Dive to his left. Probably saved a couple there.
Bradley Hope, yep. Could be the quietest man in domestic cricket. Doesn't say very much, the big fella, but he's a good cricketer.
When he bats, he bowls, he catches them.
Does his job. Good golfer as well. He originally from South Africa and then was in Perth, played for WA for a bit.
As the South Africans tend to do.
They do, yes, certainly. And then now he's obviously in Tasmania. He's been down there for about probably 5 years or something like that.
And that's it, high and long. That's a beautiful, beautiful shot. That has gone over, backward point for 6. Skipper looking to enforce here in the 10th over.
Yeah, that's not the ball, is it? That's, yeah, wide outside off. Just a very easy shot with the wind too. Yeah, with the wind and short boundary, like, that is tough.
Seemed like he missed his mark there too. Looked like he was trying to bang it in a little bit, but almost didn't fully commit to doing it.
Nah, and you don't mind him missing straight, you know, down the leg side almost with that long boundary, but you just can't miss there.
It's been their best over for a while, the Kingsman. That's come off the thigh pad, and that's going to race down to the boundary. That's going to be 4 leg buys. Costly over, 16 from it. And that's sort of been Mark's been career so far. The best is really good. But the overs that cost plenty.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's really tricky. Yeah, I can see what he's doing, trying to get straighter, but it's tough. You know, obviously it's come from 5, had 4 runs. So, look, the Hurricanes just need to steady the ship again. You don't want to let the Chicago Kingsmen get on a little run here. You know, you want to just keep the game in your kind of flow as the fielding group, keep the pressure on.
Well, they've got more runs from that last over than they did the previous 4 overs combined, which gives you an idea of just how important momentum is in this game. Ali now. He's going to try and go off that momentum as well through cover. Rada Christian's got some more work to do, and he's not going to get there. 4 runs, beautiful shot. She waited for that from McMillan. It was well flighted. He waited and timed it to perfection.
Yeah, nice shot. Just gave himself room. He knows what Rafa McMillan's going to do. Just sort of fire them in, little uncutters. There isn't a whole lot of spin out here, so here we go. Pressure's on.
Needs to make sure he's got that flight though, so they don't just play him like a slow medium pace bowler, because that would be easy on this surface.
Absolutely, and it's all about, you know, one, pace control and also length control. So that's the thing with someone like Rafa McMillan. You can clearly see he's reasonably experienced for a young player. You know, went slightly slower and straighter, and made the batter hit towards that long boundary.
Now he's got the right-handed arm on strike. He sweeps nicely. Only be 1. Still thinking about the reverse sweep off the last ball last night with 3 to win. Straight into the hands. And
incredible.
If you haven't seen the conclusion of that match, make sure whilst you're on whichever broadcast service you are watching from, try and just click on Nepal v Pakistan Shaheens. The last minute. The last over, in fact, and that's well played. Nice and fine. It's going to find the boundary rope. Big Bean had a dive. If he can't reach it, nobody can.
No, absolutely. Good effort from the fast bowler. It's 2 straight there from Rafiq Milan, but that's disappointing. But yeah, you're right. Last night, wow. Incredible. If that shot, I've thought about it, if that went, you know, 1 metre or 2 metres either side, probably 4, or at least 2, and then super over, but...
And the clean fielding, the throw was perfect.
Incredible.
Dived at the stumps, jaunty road style, out. That's really fine. So Bean's got another chase here. It's not going to reach the boundary. I'm going for 2. Really should get back for 3 here, and they won't. Probably a little disappointing there. Bean, good chase though. He's had plenty of work to do after bowling his overs as well. McMillan's just gone 2 straight here, and Ali is the beneficiary. It's gone down leg side, so he's really straightened up. He's been scared from that, just giving a bit too much room early.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tosses that up nicely and quite easily played down the ground. They'll take the 1, which means that the left-handed Ali will have the short boundary to the leg side in the next over. We're 11 overs in after the Chicago Kingsmen won the bat flip and elected to bat first. 11 overs in, 2 for 94. Zam on 8 as well at the other end. So he'd start Ali 19. He went in for the first wicket. They were 1 for 58 when Khan was gone for 12 from 25. 2 for 64. Virginia went for 44. Good catch from the skipper Carlisle. 2 for 94 after 11. 14 from that over. So 30 from the last 2 overs. They've still got the power surge to play. And the skipper's going to bring himself back into the attack from the Darwin Airport end of DXC Arena. Goes full and it gets heaved away. Should be caught. Is caught. Well done. Radhakrishnan got underneath it. No qualms this time and getting it into the mitts. His first drop didn't hurt anyone. And this time he took it nice and cleanly. Ali gone for 19.
Well bowled, and Carlisle looked like he just took the pace off a fraction, and Radhakrishnan has redeemed himself. So good plan there to Ali, who was on a bit of a heater, wasn't he? He was flying along. 19 off 13, but has been dismissed, and it's a big wicket after a couple of pretty big overs there by the Chicago Kingsmen.
30 from the last 2. Not sure if you really need to heave it from a foot outside off stump. As short as that boundary is, I mean, it is a benefit to the batting side, of course, but you can get sucked in just a little bit. And I reckon Carlisle sucked him in.
Yep, absolutely. The short boundary, that, you know, with the breeze fraction, but Carlisle just slightly outside off stump, well executed, and pretty even contest now. 3 for 94 off 11.1 overs. It'd be interesting to see what the Kingsmen would like to get out here. I think you're wanting 160 as a bare minimum on a good wicket with a fast outfield.
Would, and Hobart Hurricanes sort of been all over the place with their batting. They chased down 161 against ACT. They couldn't defend 227 out here against the Stars, and then knocked over for 125, 114, and only posted 134 against the Renegades. So they've lost their last 4 games.
They're hard to get a read on.
They are.
Certainly, yeah, and they've got some good quality players. You know, they've got, you know, Brad Hope's a good player. Nivra Krishna, great player. Charlie Wakeham, great player. Tim Ward, Mac Wright, all very, very good players and established domestic cricketers.
This one punched through the offside, well played. Going to take the 1. Well played to get off the mark there. 3 for 95. Zam now. The skipper, Hamad Zam. A couple of nice shots early. And that's gone straight up in the air. This should be another wicket. Don't tell me the wheel's falling off here for the Kingsmen. Carlisle has brought himself back on as the skipper. He's doing skipper things. 2 wickets in 3 balls.
Incredible. I don't know what that shot was, to be fair, by Azam. That's a very bizarre shot, you know, to the long boundary, a good ball. Very, very odd, and a very regulation catch there by Charlie Wakeham. So here we go. Chicago Kingsmen, the wheels are beginning to fall off now.
Not a great shot. There's probably been a couple of shots that they'd love to take back.
It's a slow walk off as well.
It is. That's Inzamam al-Haq type slowness walking after a bad LBW. We're going to be disappointed as the skipper. You also want to lead from the front. A couple of nice shots. He's got Zaid Faraz Ali down the other end, looking to build a partnership. All of a sudden just throws it away. Carlisle, though, well played. He's bowled a couple of good deliveries, taking a little bit of pace off, and he's asking plenty of questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's just bowled with clear plans. He's bowled smart deliveries, you know, top of the stumps, changes of pace, bowled to the long side. You know, he's kept his plan really simple, and he's executed the plan. That's all it is.
Tajinder Dhillon coming in now for the Chicago Kingsmen. 4 for 95. Start of the over. 2 for 94 with 30 off the last 2 overs. All of a sudden now, Carlisle's come back on and taken 2 for 1 these first 3 balls. Right, just those changes of pace, those little variations. 5 inside the circle now, trying to apply a bit of pressure to the new batters. Tejinder Dillon, what has he got here? Well played. Good Yorker from Carlisle. Unbelievably, probably his best ball of the over is going to go for 2.
It's been timed beautifully, hasn't it?
Always talk about unhittable length. That's almost a thing of the past as well. The batters have worked out how to hit perfectly placed Yorkers. Squeezed it out to square leg and gets 2 for it. Dillon's away. This time we'll just placed it to the offside and take a single. Played from Dillon. This is a good over from Carlisle though. Hurricanes changed momentum with a couple of wickets in the 8th and 9th over. Then they got away again. Be very interesting Manhattan to have a look at the runs each and every over. When they're up, the Chicago Kingsmen. They haven't dropped a game in this competition so far. So they've been up for a week and a half.
Certainly it's
the ebbs and flows of this game have been interesting, Tim.
It's been tough to sort of get a read on this game. But Ian Carlisle, credit to him, that's a great over. You know, used his change of pace, used the long side, used the dimensions of the ground, don't get inside the swing arc. He kept it super simple and executed the plan. It's all it is in T20 cricket, really, and that's a great over to show that.
Set for Azali and Tejinder Dillon now. We'll be chatting away. Let's get ourselves in because they've still got the power surge to take. So when they want to take that is when they've got the short boundary, they're both in, they're both going. And we're going to see Big Billy Stanlake from the TIO Stadium, Abala Road, Michael Long Academy end. 1 for 13 from his 2. He'll certainly be looking to add another wicket. He knocked over Khan earlier on. Found a little bit of swing. Not sure the White Kookaburra is doing too much 12 overs in.
No, they seem to not do a whole lot after those first couple of overs.
He hit round a bit too. That's moved a little bit. Bit of seam up work from Billy Stanlake there.
Yeah, it's almost like wobbled. It swung after the stumps. It's a pretty good effort by Mac Wright there, to be fair. He's done a great job to sort of stop that in the half volley. We see.
It's gone, though.
Yeah, it's gone. Sometimes the wind, you know, I don't know what it is. Sometimes they stand up. We said, especially with the Duke ball, you know, that red Duke in England, where they stand the seam up after it bounces and it just wobbles away or swings after the stumps.
I don't think bowler doesn't know how it's happening. I don't know how we're meant to know. Well bowled, well played.
No, well, sometimes I think when you stand the seam up, it just hits the right spot on the seam and then it stands itself up after it bounces.
No one's ever explained why when it's cloudy it swings more either.
No, never. They say it in England as well. You look up, not down. You know, not look at the wicket. So, yeah, it's funny. I mean, I found some days, even on a nice day like this, I actually with the red ball it swings a bit more, which is odd as well. It's a bit of a, yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? It is. Yeah.
It's a legend. It's amazing. Shorter, sort of uncomfortably played through square leg. They'll only get the single. Ali will move to 3. Dillon also on 3. That brings up the 100. The 100 coming from 75 deliveries. So if you're describing the Chicago Kingsman innings, 4 for 100 halfway through the 13th over after winning the bat flip and electing to bat first, how would you describe it?
It's I've struggled to find any rhythm with it. You know, Jahinga, you know, looked so good, but then was starved of strike, couldn't get on the strike, got himself out. Poor decisions, you know, against End Carlisle with good bowling. It's been weird to watch, and then the Hurricanes have bowled some bad overs in there as well that have been loose. It's been quite bizarre.
That's a great description. This is a good over though from Stanlake. He's on the money here. ... 1-1. His partner in crime, Bean, picks up a deep third. Stanlake today just hasn't given a lot to hit.
No, not at all. His length has been really, really good, and his line's been good as well. And the Hurricanes, to be fair, outside of probably 3 or 4 bad overs, have bowled really well. They've bowled really, really well.
Get the attention of Bean to have a bowl. He's a little uncomfortable there again.
They're not enjoying Big Billy, are they?
That might be why Carlisle's just messaged down to Bean and said, you can come on next time. How many sides have 2 7-footers?
Yeah, not many.
Wouldn't have thought many.
No, not many at all. It's a rarity. You know, it's funny. They look tall out there, but when you stand next to them, they are monsters.
They are giants.
They really are.
Not great for those in the Hurricanes team who are trying to put on the team sheet they're 6 foot tall or thereabouts. Normal sort of height for a player. They look up and they go, hang on, I'm a foot shorter, a full foot shorter.
That's incredible.
It's remarkable. It's 30 centimetres. The old ruler used to take to school. It's all over the crease there, Dylan, but in the end,
great over.
Couldn't give Stanley away. That's a really good over. Just a 3 from it, 4 for 102. 3 coming from the over. Dylan's on 4, Ali on 3. 13 overs in here. Remembering, of course, that the power surge is still to come. We saw Ian Carlisle message down to deep third saying, Beanie, you're on next over. And sure enough, Carlisle following through with those plans. Ian Carlisle probably wants to keep one of his own overs for the power surge and maybe Gabe Bell to bowl the other one.
I think so, yeah, absolutely. I think they've got the skill set to sort of perform those tricks at the death and in the surge. Whereas Marcus Bain's probably a great opportunity for him, you know. It'll be interesting to see what the Kingsmen do here, whether they have a crack or they see it out.
They can't really afford just to let this glide at the moment, though. It feels like they're waiting for something to happen. They've got to make something happen here. The Kings, if they want to get a score that's good enough to defend. Oh, yes, no. It's not really the call you want as the non-striker.
No, that's horrific running.
I did hear that. You hear it quite clearly here.
You don't want that. I don't know how that's even happened. You know, there's a cover mid-off.
And he's punched it quite hard.
Yeah, certainly. Good ball though, Marcus Bean. Good ball. So it's just important for Marcus Bean that he finishes the over well. You know, go for under 10. It's probably a tick.
Just got to get that line right, doesn't he? It's on the leg side. It's up in the air. It's going to take some catching. It's not going to be caught. But Radhakrishnan does really well. Taps it backhanded. They're going to come through for another. It's good running as well.
Good running, yeah.
A fair bit of good cricket, all in envelope there in one delivery. Radhakrishnan's done really well down there on the boundary line.
He's done a great job. He's a good athlete, Radhakrishnan. He's tapped it back. He's a good fielder, good athlete. Although he dropped the catch early, he's a very good athlete, good in the field. And interestingly, both bowls with both arms. Funny, isn't it?
It's that is remarkable. When you look at high selection, certainly from this national point of view, you'd be thinking, do that left arm offy thing again. Take it away from each right-hander. Can you do anything ambidextrous? Is there anything that you've...
Well, I bat left and I bowl right, so that's probably the only thing that I...
How did that come about?
Yeah, I don't know. I think my dad, my old man, enjoyed watching Adam Gilchrist bat, so I have a theory that he just decided for me to bat left-handed. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether it's nature or nurture. You know, that whole thing.
It's in the air. It's going to go over cover. It's a good shot. It's a great shot. That's going to be 4 runs. Ali, the left-hander, going beautifully.
Nice shot. It's funny, I don't know what it is. They just seem to like the look of Marcus Bean. And I don't know why. You know, he's not bowled that badly. But even that ball there, they just seem to want to have a crack at him. You know, put him off or whatever it is, I'm not sure.
Sometimes you do that, get that in your head though, when a bowler's coming in, I can take this guy for no particular reason.
Yeah, you see your matchups, and I think because he's a young bowler potentially and he hits that hard length, it doesn't really change his pace up a whole lot.
It's going to be plenty to work on. Just because you go for a few runs one day doesn't make you an average bowler by any stretch.
No way, no, that's T20 cricket, it happens.
This time, almost a very similar ball goes right through it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's something that I found with T20 cricket is that you can bowl two way. You know, you can bowl one way one day and the same way the next day. First day you might go for 40 off your 4. The next day you might take 3 for 20. You know, that's just cricket. That's T20 cricket.
So how important is it to have your good coaches, your good people around? Don't listen so much to the outside noise, as people say.
Oh, absolutely. I think if you execute for me, the thing is that I look at, if I execute the delivery that I'm trying, we have a clear plan, and I execute the delivery, then it's a tick. No matter what, I can't control the outcome of the delivery. You know, whether it goes 4, 6 wicket. And if the plan's wrong, then we can assess that and review it. But your execution, that's you as a skill. And if you know your execution, there's not much more you can do.
Tim Oakley, great to have him here. Part of the Adelaide Strikers will be in action this afternoon. It'd be awkward if you get a tap on the shoulder before this afternoon saying, just have a rest, Tim.
It wouldn't be good, would it?
No. Well, we've been pumping up for the last 2 matches on comms saying, hey, you've got a big game this afternoon against Bangladesh. Falling straight again and times beautifully. You can hear the crack of the ball on Willow. One of the great sounds of summer, and here we are in the middle of winter enjoying it up in Darwin. It's been expensive here, Bean. I need to say, not necessarily through too much bad bowling. Missed his mark a couple of times, but the Kingsmen have taken a liking to the big 7-footer. 7 from the over, 4 for 109. 1 ball remaining in the 14th over. Remembering 2-over power surge yet to be taken by the Chicago Kingsmen. It's going around the wicket to the right-handed Dillon. Full, straight.
Gee, Dillon liked the look of that, didn't he? He had a real crack.
Did. Mac Wright was sort of put off by the big swing and had a little fumble. His first fumble behind the stumps. 7 for the over, 14 gone. 4 for 109. Dillon on 4, Ali on 10, both going at around that run a ball mark. It's a bit of a malaise period over the last few overs as well. Found the boundary once that over, but aside from that, the dynamic doesn't seem to be there for Chicago Kingsmen. I know they're resting 3 of their players. They just don't have quite the same
firepower. No, you're right. If you look at we look at that worm, it's sort of funny. It goes up, plateaus, goes up, plateaus, which is what we've sort of seen, isn't it? You know, and there's been
like a worm going up the steps.
It is, yeah, absolutely. It's been odd. So it's been hard to really get a read on what they're doing. So they'll look to explode now, though. They'll look to go at 10 and over here, I think, for the last 6 or so overs. They've got to. It's critical.
10 and over gets them to 170. Beanie's done well. You heard a bit of one on Beanie on the effects mic there as well. Good support. Not as much chat as you'd expect. A live game, in inverted commas, a game that actually makes a difference at the table. The Kingsmen are on top, and that won't change. The Hurricanes are in 10th, and that won't change either. It's gone straight up in the air. McMillan's going to get a second wicket here, and deservedly so. He's bowled really well. Ball shot from Dillon. He's gone for 4. And all of a sudden now the Kingsmen 5 for 110. Just when you thought a couple of established bats could take the power surge, he went straight up in the air, and we've seen that more than once today.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had a crack at Raf McMillan, and it's gone straight up in the air. It's hard to really get a read on what's going on. That's just it's a nothing shot. You know, I don't know where that's even going. So Chicago Kingsmen, you know, one thing they don't want to be doing is they don't want to be getting beaten, say, by the Hurricanes here and then losing their momentum as they move into finals tomorrow. It's a key aspect of this match.
Well, after each and every game, whoever's been named player of the match has only spoken about winning every game, getting to finals day, winning the semi, winning the final, then we'll celebrate. That's been the mantra. I hope they haven't sort of put too much pressure on themselves to go to each game. They're playing entertaining cricket that's been a little bit all over the place here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know in the finals, you know, there's some pretty good teams.
Remember they come up against, it's going to be a
good
team.
Absolutely. Whoever that may be, and we're not too sure yet who that is. So the Kingsmen have to be on. You know, they really do have to be on. There are some world-class players floating around in other teams who are going to back themselves just as much as the Kingsmen are backing themselves as well.
Milan Kumar coming out at 7, was listed at 6, he's coming at 7 as the breeze floats around again. That's more a nor'wester coming from TIO Stadium.
It's tough to get a read on this wind. It's swirling.
We always joke that the MCG is a swirly breeze. You can never really get a gauge on the breeze. It's been the excuse for everyone who's dropped a catch there as well. But it seems like that same sort of arena swirl, even though it's a lovely white picket fence that surrounds this ground at DXC Arena. Our friends from DXC Technology, they'll be here tomorrow, which is great. Pushed into the leg side for one, so Kumar gets off strike immediately and off his duck.
One thing I've noticed, so the Kingsmen, they don't run awfully hard, do they? You know, even there, they've pushed that to the ring. They've not even looked for two. They've looked just for one. They've just walked through. They're the little things.
Yeah.
Put the fielder under a bit of pressure.
Is that something you talk about as a team before?
Absolutely, no doubt. And as a fielder, you know that, you know, if you're at long on, long off, or on the boundary or whatever, you've got to pick it up clean to stop the two.
Swept in the air. It won't make it down to the fielder on the boundary. Quite wisely, Bradley Hope, who's played plenty of cricket, as we mentioned earlier, just stands back and doesn't even attempt it because he wouldn't get there. And that's where your backups as well, long on, long offs, if you're having a ping at the stumps, they need to know they're involved every ball, because you want to have shies at the stumps to keep them honest.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a key component to the fielding.
This time sort of stands and delivers a little bit. Kumar in his second ball. Can't beat short cover. Rings his hand because it was hit pretty hard. Skipper Carlisle there. Another good over for McMillan. In the block hole again. He's been the pick of the bowlers for mine. Carlisle's been good, but McMillan's control.
It's been brilliant, hasn't it? It's put all the pressure on. I do think that the Kingsmen need to be careful here. You know, if they don't get a move on, they're going to make under 150, I think.
You know the Hurricanes will come out almost sort of nothing to lose type. Because they can't move, they can't go up, they can't play finals, but they want to leave with a win. You want to have some positivity around your campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel that the Kingsmen are looking only to that short boundary. You know, they're almost blinded by that long boundary, but there are great opportunities to score runs out there with running twos and hitting pockets hard. So we'll see what happens here with Gabe Bell coming back into the attack.
Yeah, change of bowling. Gabe Bell going to come back his third over. His first over was a beauty that only went for one. Then he was off and he went for 18, came from it. Just lost his line and linked a little bit in that second over that he bowled. So important for him and the Hurricanes to back up the good work from McMillan. 2 for 21 from 4. He's spot on straight away.
Good backing up by Gabe Bell as well. And good work out there on the boundary. Running in, I think that's Tim Ward, buzzing around from deep mid wicket, getting into the ring to stop that overthrow.
Funny little jog in his way back.
Yeah, funny little jog. He puts a bit of work on in the gym, actually, Tim Ward. He works in his, what we call the beach muscles, you know, just the upper half.
The biceps and the pecs.
Exactly right.
Go to the beach a lot. I don't care about the muscles whatsoever. I'd rather just be at the beach. So there's some Nepalese supporters that have a few biceps and triceps after their push-ups last night. That one's heaved away again to that short boundary. And the muscle-bound Ward picks up and flings it in easily. Just the one.
Yeah, no, that's good bowling, Gabe Bell. See, the Kingsmen do have to be careful here. They've stalled once again. They've sort of plateaued with their run rate, and they may struggle to get to 150.
We've got 19 from the last 4.5 overs, which is just not enough in the back half of your innings, as well as losing 3 wickets during that time. Hurricanes have fought back. It really has ebbed and flowed, this T20 match. It's been a tough one to describe. It's tough to get a read on. You said that earlier, Tim. Spot on. He's asking his fielders to come in off the boundary. It's been turned around the corner. Direct hit here could be interesting. Just misses. Well backed up again. Brad Hope, with all the experience in the world, knowing exactly where he needs to be and when he needs to be there. He's been a funny little innings here. Has a feeling of going through the motions.
It does, yeah, certainly. The Kingsmen aren't really taking a risk, are they, there? I would like to see them try to take a risk here, even if they get bowled out. Full
toss. Now that should be punished, and it is punished. Great effort from Ward on the boundary, Full tosses on middle and leg should always go for 4, and Ali says I can do just that. Not Bell's best delivery.
Nah, not Bell's best delivery. Unfortunately, he missed his line of length there. But a good effort by Tim Ward, good shot, but a needed boundary.
So now mid on, mid off at both back. He's trying to get that full and straight. Line's important there too. That's going to be another.
Bell.
That's going to be another.
That's his second for the game.
Now, does that cause any issues from the umpires? Sometimes when you bowl 2 chest-high fullies, they give you the tap on the shoulder.
Yeah, they do sometimes. We've seen it with Big Dirk Manus.
Yes, over in Perth. Bell not bowling at quite the same speed as the big Dutch pace bowler. Probably unfair because he also played for Australia. Got him, and it doesn't matter.
It's a good ball.
It's a good dot ball. Surprised that the non-striker doesn't run.
I don't know why they don't run.
Because you've got to take the stumps out of the ground with the ball in hand.
Absolutely.
Do you reckon he could do that again? It's a fairly handy delivery to bowl. Have a look at this. That's the perfect Yorker.
It is, isn't it?
Surprisingly, it wasn't like a ramp attempt or something. You know you can't go out. Didn't really. Just sort of jammed down it.
Good ball.
This time goes the other way. 15 love. Ali. Tennis rackets back.
That's good running.
Yeah, really good running. Good running from Kumar too. As the non-striker, that's so important to back your mate up. I think he probably also wants strike for this end. He's got the short boundary. They'll take the 2 though. 9 from the over. 5 for 121 from 16. They haven't had a double-digit over since the 11th over. And we're going to see the power surge. That's why he wants to get back on strike.
And Ian Carlisle has brought himself back on, the captain.
This time with the wind behind him.
Good to see, isn't it?
Deservedly so. Bell wipes his bald scone. His good's been good. Yet again, just a couple of deliveries that didn't quite hit the mark. 2 of them didn't even hit the pitch. Over the course of his 3 overs, Carlisle's been good. 2 for 16 from his 2. And those wickets were in the second of his overs. 5 for 121. So these 2 overs, crucial to whether the Kingsmen can get a score that's defendable, or more so, respectable. 4 overs, 10 and over gets them to 161.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they need to be looking at, I think. 10 and over at a minimum.
That one flicked off the toes. That's a good shot. That's 4.
Disappointing delivery, I think, by Ian Carlisle. He'll be disappointed in that. I like his plan though, trying to hit that Yorker. But I think with the short boundary, I would be looking at bowling that wide line outside off. Yeah, just missed his line. So hitting that wide line outside off, hitting towards the long boundary is probably the option. Take that away from the swing arc,
especially with some protection on the offside boundary. This time just a little straight again. He's going to come through for 1. I'm not sure that Kumar was all that keen on that single. He's pretty happy with the short boundary on the leg side, only 1 fielder out.
Yeah, but I think every run counts. It is funny, you know, like in that situation, you know, unless you can hit every ball for 6, which is unlikely, get off strike, take the 1.
Well, you talk about being seduced by the short boundary. That can happen even with you running between wickets and
no doubt.
Being on strike.
Yeah, no doubt at all. I think even if you hit a good ball, you know, a good shot towards that long boundary, it's still 4 or 6. Back yourself.
Mid on, both inside as well. Short third and short fine in the circle. And that's where he goes. Long on, hits it cleanly. Good shot. 1 or 2 bounces into the rope. Exactly what you were talking about, Tim Oakley's Adelaide striker zone. Played a bit of cricket, seen a bit of cricket. Certainly know what's ahead of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, that long boundary, you can still hit boundaries out there because the outfield's so quick.
It's not 120 metres.
No, it's not. It's not the MCG square. It's not. You know, it's only a 75-metre hit. So Ian Carlisle's now changed the field. Points come up, and he's gone 2 out on the leg side. So dare I say he'll bowl into the hip or the heels of the batter. But really important, there's no width. I wouldn't be surprised if Ali just gives himself some room and tries to access that offside.
one's flipped back at a square. Won't go for 4, but they'll certainly get 2, being well around. Picks up cleanly, and there's a nice flat throw back in the back right, the keeper. So 11 from the first 4 deliveries. This is the sort of over that the Chicago Kingsmen have been known for in their power surge.
Yep, and we...
Oh, there's one short.
Oh.
Oh, that's disappointing. Worst part for Ali is he did it to himself. So that's only 1. Scorers hate that too, especially if they're doing it in pen.
Oh.
Through no fault of their own, they've got to make adjustments. Talk about that. Oh, he's come down the wicket. Actually asked twice before he got sent back.
Oh, they're not happy. Ali's not happy at all. There was one there. I think there was one there, no doubt.
Well, Kumar came 3/4 of the way down the wicket.
That's silly batting. That really is. You know, there's clearly one. I'm not sure why you wouldn't take it. And it gives you the short boundary potentially for the next over.
Well, both for the last ball of this over and for all of next over. Exactly right, Tim. It has been one of those days. Difficult to describe. We're trying our best. This time he heaves it to the leg side. Maybe that's why he wanted to be on strike. One bouncing over the rope, it goes again, and that's 4 runs. Maybe they can be friends again now. 5 for 135, 14 from the first of the 2 power surge overs. It's a great addition to our game, our T20 game. I know as a bowler you wouldn't like it, but the power surge adds another element.
It does add another element, but also, you know, you can take ownership of it. You know, we see like Nathan Ellis, for example, when he bowls, takes ownership of that power surge. Jamie Overton, for the strikers, takes ownership. And you've got to you absolutely have to nail your length and your line, you know, and you've got to have a set plan, and you've got to be flexible with that plan and back yourself in.
It's going to be Big Billy Stanlake to bowl the second and final power surge over. Just looked like Carlisle had a couple of plans that he wanted to execute and didn't quite nail any of them.
Yeah.
That's hard. Batter's going harder.
And it's good batting, you know, good batting. Yeah, and I think Carlisle was trying to make them hit towards that long boundary. Didn't miss his execution by too much, but they are good players.
5 for 135. 14 from the first power surge over. It leaves 3 overs. We talked about that 10 or 12 and over. You get 12 and over from here, that takes it to 173. And that would be a challenging score.
Yep, this is a big over, in my opinion. This is, you know, if there's 15 that goes off this over, get to 150 with 2 to go, it's game on.
Short and swatted down the ground. It was a good short one, but it's going to actually get a bit of momentum before crossing the rope and going for 4. Good shot there from Kumar.
Great shot. I actually would love to see Bradley Hope have a bowl here. I think he's a good death bowler. He's just picked that one out of the fence. I reckon he would go all right at the death. He's got good change-ups as well, but that's a great shot.
Did go for a few the other day at Gardens, but then again, a lot of bowlers go for a few at Gardens. This one's a nick, and this one's going to go for 4. Cricket is not fair.
No, this could be a big over. We spoke about it.
Billy Stanlake had 1 for 15 from 3. Not the worst ball, gets slapped back over his head for 4, and then an even better ball gets nicked down to deep third for 4.
You know, something that I found quite effective so far in this tournament is that around the wicket, sort of into the body or the heels of the batter hitting towards that long boundary can be a really effective tool. It takes it away from that swing arc, but it can be high risk.
Kumar, oh no, and then Wright fumbles a little bit. He tries to run down for a bye. There won't be any there. Then a ping at the stumps.
I tell you what, though, I think there was one there again.
He's a bit all over the place, Kumar. I'm not sure his feet were ready to go.
I don't really understand. I don't know why they didn't run there with the short boundary to the left-hander.
I think, as you said before, you've just got to take every run on offer, even if there's a risk in that.
Well, it's just team first batting, isn't it? You know, you've got a right-hander on strike. Give the strike to the left-hander, who's 20 out of 23, who now hasn't faced a ball for 6 or 7 deliveries.
So fine leg drops out. Everyone in the circle on the offside now. So he steps away. That had a fair bit of heat on it. Talk about pace on, that was extra pace on.
Well, Kumar now has cost the team, that's 2 deliveries, so cost them a run with the previous over. There was a run there. He's cost a run on that last one with the bye, and now there's been a dot ball in the surge. So the pressure's mounting with the bloke at the other end in Ali, who is 28 of 23 and is seeing the ball well.
So now finally it comes inside the circle, and the sweeper goes back out on the offside. Allowing Stanley a little bit of on the offside if he wants. Goes at the stumps and knocks him over. It's been a good over. We know he went for a couple of boundaries early. One of them was an edge. On this occasion, he goes straight through him. Well bowled, big Billy Stanlake. Held his nerve and knocked him over.
Yeah, and Ali's given him a mouthful as well. He's given Kumar a mouthful. He's not happy. That's 3 dot balls. Shouldn't have been on strike, and then he's gotten out. So new batter comes in during the surge and towards the death. Very tough. That's very, very tough.
You know what you need after being knocked over? A spray from your batting partner. That helps.
Yeah, no doubt. But I do think, if you're looking at it from the team perspective, there was a single that he missed, tried to get the strike dot ball and then gets out. So you've cost your team 3 balls and runs. And the short boundary for the left-handed, Ali.
Hasn't made a lot of sense, but then that fits with the narrative of the game so far. I mean, more questions than answers, really. It's going to be Aya Kanatha. I didn't play the other day in their big win, but he's a good player. He's played a couple of games in a row now as they rotate through some of their players here, the Kingsmen. Making sure that whichever combination they go with tomorrow for the semi-final can get them through to that final. Takes the pace off. Clever bowling.
Great over.
In the end, it only goes for 8. 6 for 143. Left at 22 from their power surge overs. Also picked up a wicket as well. Stanlake, after going for 2 boundaries, managed to come back with a wicket and 3 dots. Well bowled.
Yeah, super over, I think. Came back nicely. Disappointing from the Kingsmen there. Really disappointing. They'll try to scrape away, get to 160-ish, which I still think is very competitive out here. But Gabe Bell now, seasoned veteran for the Tasmanian Tigers, more so than the Hurricanes. Will be bowling, and they get 5 out now again. So we see it's what's known as a spinner's field effectively. Oh, we'll see what happens here actually with the field, but deep at wicket. Deep long off, deep extra cover, deep point, and deep long on.
They're 88 minutes into their bowling with 2 overs to go. And that's gone in the air. This is going to really take some catching. Gabe Bell has called it himself. It was a good effort. It went miles in the air. Possibly could have left it for his teammate who was also standing right next to him coming in, which you would have thought from a fielding perspective would always be easier.
Yes, I mean, that would have been a screamer.
No, he wouldn't have got there. No, I reckon that's a great effort from Bell. And also, backed himself, called himself early. He was probably the only one who could have got there. In the end, as unfortunate it is, it goes for 2. No, he stays on strike. There's the ramp. It's a beautiful shot. Probably haven't seen enough of those in this innings, but the one we have seen is a beauty.
Yeah, that's the one trade-off. I think you've got to show changes of pace at this kind of period of the innings. It stops that ramp shot being so effective.
Yeah, that's really well played. Certainly puts pressure on Bell now because he's missed an opportunity, but now he's gone for 6 from 2. Still got to close out these last 4 deliveries. He's gone for 34 here. That one's swatted down the ground. That'll land safely as well. Didn't get anywhere near what he wanted from it, and then just drove through, and they're going to come back for another one. And that's also going to keep Ali on strike. Kanatha, good awareness. He wanted to. Ali wasn't all that interested.
I don't know what happened. I think Marcus Bain just sort of slipped over. A bit unfortunate for this big 7-footer. Long way to get down there.
Just a few mistakes that have been made here. Maybe we're seeing just why the Hurricanes just haven't nailed all these moments. Goes full now. He can take the catch and redeem himself. He does. Hits it straight to him. Ah, the old 3-card trick for Marcus Bean.
Smart, really smart. Win the fielding award. No, that's interesting cricket. Well bowled, Gabe Bell. He actually has bowled really well. I don't think his figures truly represent how well he's bowled today. He's been a little bit unlucky, so well done to him.
Could not have picked him out better if he tried. Dropped finally back, brought Bean up, and hit it straight to him. Did not have to move. Would have been overhead for anyone else. An easy catch, chest high for Bean.
Well, here we go. The Kingsmen, 9 balls left. They'd love to get to 170, I reckon. 170 is pretty good. 160 is probably par out here.
There's been some interesting shots, interesting selections over the course of this innings. It's been a difficult one to describe. Yuma Khan comes in at 9, 7 for 151. A job to do with 8 balls remaining. Bell with 1 for 36, bowling the penultimate over here. Dare say Carlisle will bowl the last from the Darwin International Airport end.
No doubt, yeah. I think Carlisle's bowled really well today. He's changed his pace really well, had clear plans, executed really well.
Shorter. Is that too short? No. Like it.
Well bowled.
And I like that too. That was hittable.
Yeah, no, I think so.
As long as it's hittable, then it's not a wide.
Well, no, exactly right. As long as it's not above the head, then it's fine, you know. Anything above the head, obviously, is a wide. So, well bowled Gabe Bell. He'll make a slight change to the field to bring up fine leg, drop mid off. And I think he'll bowl probably into the wicket.
Pace off, as you've mentioned, more than once throughout the course of the call here. Pace off has been the go-to. Has been a wicket-taking delivery for Carlisle.
Probably hasn't been used enough, really, in hindsight.
Goes pace off, and that's in the air. Got to come around. Can they fix? They cannot. Thought that was going to be a chance for a moment. It's gone for 4. Second ball, Khan's just leant into it and hit it miles. That's the long boundary out there.
That's a good shot, isn't it? That's a very, very good shot. Gabe Bell, I think he's bowled pretty well today. He's gone at 10 and over, but I really don't think those figures represent how he's bowled today. But Ian Carlisle, the captain, has taken responsibility for the last over. I think anything under 165, they'd probably take the Hurricanes.
At none for 53 from 5, they were looking at 200 plus.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden at 2 for 64 of 9, maybe 170. Then they were 5 for 120 of 16, and you're hoping they could somehow scrounge out 160. It has been a genuine roller coaster here that the Chicago Kingsmen have taken us on in their innings, with not a lot of rhyme nor reason to any of it.
No, it's just been tough to get a read, hasn't it? It's tough to get a rhythm, and they haven't necessarily gone really hard. They haven't gone, slowly, but tough.
He's actually squatted down to hit that. It's going to get fielded inside the boundary, and it's going to be 1.
I'll tell you,
that almost epitomises the innings.
That is horrific running. I mean, to be fair, they get the left hand of the short boundary, but that's horrific running. It's an 80-metre boundary. Fielders ran to his right 20 metres, had to throw it in, and they've ran 1. It doesn't make sense.
I haven't seen a squatted pull for a while.
No, neither. Good shot, timed it nicely.
Timed it beautifully. The sound off the bat was amazing, but to get 1. And that's off the back foot somehow. It's going to just clear it off. Long locks come out from beneath the cap
of Louis Smith.
Louis Smith, who's on the field, subbing for one of the fielders out there.
He's a University of Tasmania representative, as I was when I was down there. A few of us around. Brad Hope, Tim Ward, another one. There's a few.
And Billy Stanlake said, I've bowled my 4. I'm off.
Thank you.
Louis, you're up. That's well bowled again. Now they're going to run. Why everyone waits to the last over to do this, I will never know.
I mean, you could steal 30 runs, couldn't you, realistically?
There's an element of risk, I understand that, but all of a sudden now, they've swapped it over, they've got an extra run that perhaps they weren't going to get. Took off straight away. right was no chance.
Nah, it's pretty tough, and especially with that sort of slow ball, because it's a half volley, very tough to pick up, throw, got to be an accurate throw.
Backs away and swats this over mid-off this time. That's a good shot. Plugs a little bit and hope we'll get in behind it and we'll just get the 2.
I like the plans from Carlisle though. Take the pace off. You know, make them create the pace. I think it's been really good. I think Carlisle's been the pick of the quicks, and I think Raph McMillan's been the pick of all the bowlers, in my opinion. I think Raph McMillan bowled really well, took the key wickets of Jangar, who was on fire.
Oh yeah, his control's been fantastic. Dances down, hits it up and should be caught. Oh, just fell short. That's probably harsh to say it should have been caught. Thought it was going to hang in the air a little bit longer. Sort of dipped as it went towards the fielder.
Yeah, it did. That's a good effort though. I think that's Tim Ward, good fielder. Fields at gully for Tasmania, so he's a good catcher.
Yeah, it didn't hold in the air as long as we thought it would. That's a great effort.
Yeah, it's a great effort, really is.
Just looked like he had a little bit more on it there. Kanatha, he didn't. And they get a single, so 7 off this over. It's been a good one from Carlisle once again. As skipper, putting his hand up when the pressure's at its greatest. This time hits it high in the air, should be taken. And he's good catch, very good catch. Smith takes the catch to end the innings. It's going to be 8 for 162. And what can only be described as quite a bizarre innings from the Chicago Kingsmen. I'm not sure the words we've been trying to look for have been eluding us for a little while here, Tim, but as a peer of the Chicago Kingsmen playing against them and with the Adelaide Strikers, how would you describe that?
I feel like they probably left 20 short out there. They probably didn't take the risks that I would have liked to see them take. 7 down in the end, but probably just didn't think through their innings as much as they could have, and they didn't run as hard as I would have liked to see. So, you know, the Hurricanes bowled reasonably well. I think at times they bowled really well, and at times they were lacking with their line and their lengths and potentially their plans. But I think it's pretty well a pass score. It's a 50-50 contest for me.
Just a chance or two went down, but aside from that, they didn't do a lot wrong in the field. A couple of fumbles here or there, which the Kingsmen didn't always take full toll on either. So 3 wickets to Carlisle, a couple to McMillan. Stanley chimed in. It's a pretty difficult innings to get a read on. 8 for 162. It's going to leave the Hurricanes 163 to chase down this afternoon. It went for 20 minutes longer than it was meant to as well, but that's been the par for the course here. 163 to win, so just on 8.25 and over to try and win. The top End T20 Series, sponsored by NT Tourism, 8 for 162. The highlight, no doubt, was Xian Zhang at the top of the order with 44. McMillan 2 for 21, Stanley 2 for 23, 3 for 36 for Carlisle. We're going to take a short break here and be back. The Hurricanes chase. Can they get their second win of the tournament?
Are you looking to hit your studies for 6? Make the move to Australia's Northern Territory and start a world-class partnership where your potential can glide through boundaries and you can rack up runs in places you've never imagined. Enjoy our laid-back lifestyle and help us build what's next. When this over is over, think about getting on a good wicket and consider studying in Australia's Northern Territory. Authorised by the Northern Territory Government, Darwin.
When you move here, it's not just for work, it's for life. Here, culture isn't something you leave behind. It's something you bring with you and share. Great jobs, no long commutes, and weekends that start as soon as Friday ends. From the red desert to the tropical north, this place doesn't just welcome you, it transforms you. Australia's Northern Territory. New boundaries, new territory.
Welcome back to DXC Arena. We are here for the final day of preliminary rounds of the top End T20 Series, sponsored by NT Tourism. Pete Laser with you, and I've got Tim Oakley from the Adelaide Strikers, who's just struggling to get his headset on, but he's managed to do it post-lunchtime. Welcome back.
Thanks, Pete. It was a nice sandwich we had there. Nice muffin as well.
You can almost hear that when you're putting your headset back on, but
we really
we've just got some highlights that are happening from what was a bit of a bizarre innings. The Chicago Kingsmen, who are undefeated, sitting on top of the table, and that can't change. They're going to finish the preliminary rounds on top. They won the bat flip, elected to bat first after a bit of consternation at the toss. 8 for 162. Shaun Jahinga got 44. Sayed Faraz Ali got 36. It was slightly, I mean, we use the word not getting any rhythm in their innings. They never really got going, but they have still posted a relatively competitive total against the Hobart Hurricanes outfit that's sitting second bottom. They're 1 and 4. They won their first game and lost their next 4. They've been in most games, but haven't been able to get the job done. And now they're going to have to chase down 163 for victory.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a funny old innings. You know, we struggled to sort of get a read on what the Kingsmen were trying to do, and the Hurricanes bowled reasonably well at most parts of the innings. A couple of loose overs, but that happens in T20 cricket. And I think it's funny, you know, Kingsmen obviously well on top here with no losses, but the Hurricanes are certainly a strong team, and they've come off a BBL championship, and they'll be looking to put their best foot forward here as they lead into the main season this summer. And I'm really interested to see these two batters go at it. You know, Charlie Wakeham, a seasoned sort of, not quite a veteran, but he's played a lot of cricket, you know, domestically for the Brisbane Heat. He's played for Tasmania, he's played a bit for the Hurricanes now. And Niv Radhakrishna, you know, a Tasmanian young batting all-rounder, very good cricketer. Obviously we know he bowls both arms, and he's a left-hand bat, so excited to watch them.
Surprised probably not to see him get a bowl here today, but the bowlers did a pretty good job. Raph McMillan probably the pick for mine. Carlisle took 3 for, but McMillan with 2 and Stanlake with 2 were probably the standouts. It's going to be Hassan Adil from the Darwin International Airport end who's going to be taking the new pill. And there's a selection squeeze for the Chicago Kings. You only choose 11 for the semi-final tomorrow. So there's plenty of players who want to make sure that they're going to be part of that semi-final.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And they're a competitive unit. You know, they're a franchise in the minor league cricket over there in the US, and they're looking to make a push to get into the major league cricket. I know their owners certainly keen for that to happen, and that's one of the reasons they come to the top End T20 Series to make a real stand against some really professional outfits and big bash franchises.
Dill's actually going to swing round to the TIO Stadium end. First ball smashed through, point for 4. Stand and deliver from Charlie Wakeham. It was not that quick, not that straight. That's just not that good.
No, that's a bit of a Christmas present, isn't it? That's Charlie Wakeham doesn't mind him there. And I tell you what, Charlie Wakeham, he's a good player. He really is a good player. I've been on the receiving end of him, whacking me around a few times. He is a beautiful batsman, simple technique, stays pretty still, but accesses most parts of the ground. And one area you cannot give Charlie Wakeham is any width. He will throw his hands at the ball, and he times it beautifully.
One thing I don't want to do also is straighten up too much, because the shortish boundary is to the leg side when bowling from TIO Stadium to a right-hander. There's a deep square leg and a deep backward point. This time flicks, it goes onto the stumps, goes over the stumps. That's only just missed the bails. Talk about accessing the ground, he tried.
Well, as I said, he's a 360 player. He, wow. It was actually a good ball, it was a good length. It kind of made it challenging to sort of work out what to do with that. It was very close to the stumps.
When it gets executed beautifully and it goes for a boundary, everyone lauds the process of what happened. When it doesn't, it looks horrible.
Oh!
It's a French cut. He didn't know where it went, but he started running anyway. Mike Taylor used to describe Michael Slater like that. If you hit a good shot, you better be running, because he's going to run anyway. That wasn't necessarily a good shot, but he was off. Short fine inside the circle had no dramas in picking that one up.
It's a funny old start. It just seems that when you hit your line and that line and length, that hard length, it's not as true as what we think. Charlie Wakeham just inside edge there, obviously playing outside the ball. Pretty good start here though. Pretty good start from the Kingsmen.
Well, with the breeze at his back too. Shorter, that's a no ball, and has been smashed high in the air, so a good catch taken. It's not going to mean anything because he's overstepped. It's going to cost a chance for 2 wickets, really. You can't get a wicket with that ball. You can't get a wicket with the next one.
Nah, I mean, we saw it last night. There was a no ball. We know that was huge. And there's another one. It looks like a decent one too. Yeah, decent. Called early, so disappointing. Would have been a wicket.
You know what I can't understand here? The only time you can change your field, here we go. I was going to say, why would you have a slip if you can change your field for a free hit delivery? Get out in the ring and go back as far as you can. Try and save something. How's this for Radhakrishnan though? Very rare this happens. The first ball you're going to face is a free hit. This is the old can't go out first ball.
No, it is, you're right. But
backyard cricket.
You know what's funny though? I do feel like it can be challenging first ball because you can try and swing really hard, trying to, make maximum impact.
There we go, free hit. Had zero impact.
Not much happened there, did it? Well bowled. Off pace, and Radhakrishnan obviously went for the little ramp shot, so...
There's actually been 21 overs of the same type of game.
It's good.
It's a very difficult game to describe. It's entertaining, but...
It is. I didn't expect that shot, and I didn't expect that ball, so... a lot of everything for nothing.
Sounds like me going to school. So the slip's back in place now. This time he gets it away, and this time it's 4.
That's a good shot.
He executed it well. It's a good shot and plenty of runs. You're on the screen there, Tim, if you want to give a wave. No, you're too late.
We're too late, yeah. Radhakrishnan, I tell you, that's good batting though. Good batting.
That has to be hard to do, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's tough.
It looks impossible.
Though he moved late, which is good. He didn't premeditate necessarily. He actually watched the ball really hard and then moved into a really good position in order to play the shot.
The ball's coming at 130 kilometres an hour. How do you do that? And then beaten by a beauty to finish the over. Well, plenty's happened. We're only 1 over into the chase. No wicket for 10. That's just practice and practice and practice. You've got to have...
That's a nice ball.
I mean, you've got to have the skill to be able to execute it, of course. You've got to practice the talent, but you've also got to be able to pick up lengths nice and quickly.
You've got to pick up the length so early, and you've got to have a lot of courage. Obviously it's a pretty scary shot to play.
Can you teach courage? I mean, I know that sounds stupid, but can coaches sort of instill that in play?
I think you can teach, not being scared of the ball. That's what I think you can teach. Getting in good positions. For example, tail enders move to the leg side and they open up their chest so they become front on. You're more likely to get hit when you're in that position. Whereas if you can stay in line with the ball and swivel with it, say you're playing a pull shot, you're actually less likely to get hit and your eyes stay in line with the ball. So things like that.
Madasa didn't get a hit. He's out here with the new Kookaburra. He's going to be bowling to Wakeham. Hit a beautiful cut shot to get off the mark. This time he squirts it. It's an interesting looking shot for one, but again, we're seeing all the shots on offer. This is the new art of cricket right here.
Imagine this shot 15 years ago, 20 years ago, it would have been outrageous.
You'll be thrown out of the nets.
Oh,
you're not taking it seriously.
No doubt. To be fair, he timed it nicely, Charlie Wakeham, so... But Radhakrishnan, the short boundary now, but the left armour in Mudasa will try to swing the ball away from Radhakrishnan, I would have thought.
Flicks it through square leg, but it's got some protection on the boundary, and it'll only be 1. So a deep third and a deep square leg for Medusa as he bowls to the left-handed Radhakrishnan. He moves to 5, Wakeham 6, no wicket for 12.
Radhakrishnan last year, a bit of a breakout season with Tasmania, became their main opener with Jake Weatherall, who had a breakout year as well. You know, now he's in test match talks. But yeah, Niv Radhakrishnan, it was good to see him last year doing so well for Tasmania and having that competition for spots at the top of the order.
It's short and that's hit fine. It's going to be a good shot. It's racing down towards the fine leg boundary. It's going to get there. Good shot from Wakeham, just went with the ball. You talked about tail enders doing it. Well, top end batters need to do pretty much the same thing. Yeah,
but that's a great shot. You know, Charlie Wakeham there sort of stayed in line with the ball, got inside it almost, and then swiveled, kept his eye on the ball the whole time. Poor delivery though with the field that we've set. So Charlie Wakeham, you know, he's really good at the short ball. He pulls and he cuts really, really well. And you'd be looking to hit that front paddock in the stumps.
Just he's done. He's trying to hit it into next week.
Yeah, I think traditionally you'd say that Charlie Wakeham, more so on the red ball, but you're looking to target stumps and taking the edge. You will look to avoid any width or really anything short to a player like himself. Now the white ball is slightly different because it doesn't do quite as much, but you need to be placing the ball in good areas and almost be okay getting hit over your head, you know, off a good length.
Mid on, mid off, both inside the circle. Do exactly that. And there's no run there.
Well bowled. That's nicely bowled. That's the length. And then you're asking Charlie Wakeham here now. You either ramp, you know, you have to change your game, or as the bowler you're changing pace. So you go, I'll change my game and not be, too repeatable and too easy to predict.
It's amazing on that Ninja Stadium deck, the Bellreeve deck, how both openers had good seasons. Wouldn't be easy to open the batting down there, I wouldn't have thought.
No, especially in the red ball. No, well bowled. A lot of guys see the end of the over there, number 16 off 2, but Bellreeve Oval, you know, now Ninja Stadium in the Sheffield Shield, the way it plays is it's very green at the start, nips around, becomes super flat day 4. You know, unbelievable. It's a run fest. You know, Tasmania have chased down over 400 there on a few occasions on day 4. But in the white ball for the T20 stuff, people reckon that and Adelaide Oval are the 2 best wickets. You know, they are just so good for batting on, and they're short square. They're reasonably long straight, but they are just so good to bat on, you know, for a T20.
It's funny because both bowlers and batters want the same thing, really. They all want good, consistent bounce and bit of pace. You want pace in it. You want pace on the ball. So no wicket for 16. The deal's going to continue from the TIO Stadium, Barla Road end. Radhakrishnan 5 from 4, Wakeham 10 from 9. There's the flick again. That's only just missed the stumps. There's plenty of chat amongst the Chicago Kingsmen. Pretty happy with Phil coming in, running. He's almost hitting the stumps here. One thing it does do, though, it doesn't just change the field placings, it changes in the bowler's mind as well. He's now got to think about Radhakrishnan, either lap him or flick him or reverse it, whatever it happens to be, flick him over his head. Does he change his length? Does he change his line? Or does he just try and hit the pegs?
Yeah, I think you just keep trying to bowl good balls to Radhakrishnan. I think you start with some middle, go across him, make him trying to ramp. It's not necessarily his game.
And is there an edge there? There is not.
Yeah, Radhakrishnan, more so traditionally a red ball batter, will take his time and work through an innings, you know. So he's in this team as almost a bit of a development phase as a young opener, which is great. And this competition is so good for that. We see that delivery again. You know, it just kind of went away from him. So for Niv here, it's a great opportunity for him to develop his skills in a match-like scenario against good opposition. You know, expand his game a bit, get outside of his comfort zone, and add to what he's got.
Certainly got the opportunity here, chasing 163 for victory. That's as wide. That's almost a no ball. It is. You don't see no balls very often for balls not actually hitting the wicket. So that's a worse result for the Chicago Kingsmen than just a wide.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's... They say bowl to your field, don't bowl directly to backward point. That's not quite what they mean.
That's incredible.
That's
That's the worst ball I've ever seen. That's probably the worst ball of the tournament, is it not?
Well, I don't know. Have a chat to your mate Tock. He took a wicket with one yesterday. So this is a free hit. Hit it anywhere he wants. Knock it out. That's it. A pure hit over long on. It's going to be a chase, but he's not going to get it, so that's going to be 4. It's a costly wide delivery. So wide it was given a no ball. Really, it just adds to the adversity chapter of everything we've seen today.
I don't understand what's going on. He's bowling off the wicket. You know, it's a professional cricketer. Come on. And then he's bowled an absolute Christmas present as the free hit. You know, that's when Niv is going, if you can bowl anywhere, I want it there.
That ball could have been hit to about 8 different spots as well. Now he tries to ramp another one. Don't turn off your TV set. We're watching the same thing. We just don't quite know what we're seeing.
It's I'm struggling to understand what's happening here. It almost looks a bit flat. You know, it looks like he's just toiling a bit.
Well, he took a wicket off a no ball. He bowled one that was so wide it didn't hit the cut stuff. So that was a no ball. Gets smashed for 4.
And then he's bowled a slot ball again, which Radhakrishna's tried to ramp, and he's missed it.
Dances and tries to swap this one down the ground. We'll only get the 1.
It's good running, though. Good running.
Might beat the skipper, Ahmad Azam, at mid-on. He's got plenty of chat, but more out of surprise support, perhaps, of their bowlers. They haven't seemed as switched on as we've seen them throughout the tournament. They're not. Sometimes those undefeated sides can just instill fear into the opposition. I don't think Chicago Kingsmen have done that as yet.
I think they've done. No, I don't think the Hurricanes look phased in the slightest. In fact, I think the Hurricanes feel that they're probably slightly on top at the moment.
The thought of chase at 163 certainly gettable on DXC Arena this week at these conditions. Tries once again to heave to the leg side. He will connect eventually and it will go a long way, but until then, no wicket for 22. Another 6 off the over. Another slightly bizarre over here as part of the Kingsman Hurricanes. We see there just how it went in close. Look at that roller coaster. That is not out of place at Movie World. Go up and then down. Right up and then way down. And then finished quite well.
Yeah, they did finish well actually. I think they did well in the end to get 160 odd. So it was a funny old innings. It was really tough to interpret actually. We both found, and even this innings here has started in an odd fashion.
Even the scoreboard's a bit weird. 10 from 10, each of 2. No wicket for 22. Dusser to continue. Falling straight. This one's flicked and this should be caught. It is caught! Big celebration from Madassa. An interesting dance. Probably doesn't belong anywhere but the dance floor, but Radhakrishn's gone. Hitting it straight down the throat. Almost the exact same one that he dropped early in their innings.
Almost the exact same, yeah, you're exactly right. Radhakrishnan, a couple of good shots there, but he'll be disappointed. That ball was probably there to hit to the short boundary. We'll see it again. Oh yeah, that was there. Probably went slightly too square, to be fair. Should have gone over mid-on. Good catch there at deep square leg. So here we go. It'll be interesting to see what happens here with the Hurricanes. It looks like Mac Wright to come in.
Big celebration for being swatted quite easily backward a square, but managed to find the fielder. Doesn't matter if you get a wicket, you can celebrate however you like.
Yeah, that's T20 cricket, isn't it? It's a bit of a weird game like that. You know, you get hit to deep square for a leg stump half volley, and there's a wicket.
My mate used to bowl like almost left arm orthodox, and he never celebrated. He bowled a bad ball and took a wicket. He just never celebrated. He goes, you can't celebrate that.
No, I respect that. I think that's good.
Admittedly, he didn't take many wickets, but the ones he did take, the occasional one.
The occasional one. But yeah, it's an odd feeling, yeah. You know, I find in other form, sometimes with a new ball, you bowl a good ball, and that's, you know, or a big wicket, get up and about. But yeah, something like that, it feels a bit unjust.
And yet, if that happens when they need 14 to win in the last over,
Oh, you're up and about.
of course.
Yeah, totally.
Context of the game is relatively important. So Mac Wright has joined Charlie Wackermatt in the middle. 1 for 22. Dusser's got a wicket. Always seems to bowl just a little bit quicker after he takes a wicket, Madassa.
He does. He steams in. He's not super quick, but he's pretty whippy. You know, he bustles in.
Bowled well at Gardens. That was on Thursday. Just changed pace a little bit. Celebrations, of course, when he was getting wickets, because they don't mind a celebration. They knocked over NT Strike, who was a top of the table clash at the time. That's hit, and it's not going to penetrate the offside field to another dot. Right, trying to get into his innings here. Mac Wright's always had big raps on him as well.
Yeah, he's coming off an ACL injury. He did his ACL, I reckon it was not last summer, the summer before. So, in a one-day cup game, just fielding it backward point, just moved the wrong way, bang, there it went. So, you know, he's excited to watch Mac Wright this year. He's signed for a few years at the Hurricanes. He's an exciting prospect, and I know they rate him really highly. And the year that he did his ACL, had a massive year.
No one there either.
I think what I like about Mac Wright is he sort of can play multiple roles. He can play that role where you sort of see him in the middle of the innings, working around, you know, striking at 100. And then he can also explode. You know, he can play in the power play, he can play at the death. He's a good fielder. So if you're a franchise, it's sort of what you're looking for, to play those multiple different roles.
Play the gloves as well.
Yeah, which just another, you know, adds another string to his bow. So I like that about him. You know, he's so flexible, he's dynamic as a player. It's and he's good to watch.
So 2 balls remaining of the power play. A wicket and 3 dots, and all of a sudden the Kingsmen are up and about again. Plenty of chat. You have to re-bowl that one.
Mac Wright just showing that ball no respect. Doesn't even look at it. Just knew it straight away.
I don't reckon he could have hit it if he tried.
Nah.
It was a long way away. Good idea from Madassa. And we say that sometimes, you know, you don't always tactically get the chance to execute, and he had the chance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the execution was the letdown there. So mid-on's going to come down to long on, and deep third is going to come to short third inside the circle. Dare say it's going to be a bit fuller and right at him here. It is, and he hits it 1.5 meters.
He's struggling at time of the ball, Mac Wright, isn't he?
Do you take things out of this game into your next game? Because, of course, we are here with Tim Oakley's going to be opening the bowling for the Adelaide Strikers, and from all reports, we'll be going with the win. Do you take anything from this game that you've noticed?
I do think the wicket is probably just holding a fraction on that back of a length. So that's something that I'll probably look at. We'll talk about length, but I do think the wicket's still very true. I think Mac Wright, he has struggled only because he's come in, you know, he's only played, 4 balls. You do little bits and pieces. You probably, for me, it's probably looking at dimensions of the ground and the wind, although the wind's swirling a bit.
Very much opposition analysis. We finished their 4 overs, 1 for 24, going to run a ball through their power play. Probably not exactly how the Hurricanes wanted it to go, but that's where they are. 1 for 24, needing 163 for victory. How much opposition analysis can you do on the Bangladesh Academy side?
Yeah, there's a bit that comes through. We get a fair bit of analysis, you know, analytics that comes through. I look at bits and pieces, a few key things maybe for the top order. In particular, you know, I usually bowl, say, power play. So what do their openers do? Do they ramp? Do they, you know, where do they play majority of the time? And also there's a breakdown of what pace they sort of, their strike rates are against different paces, so, and different bowlers. But I'll talk to guys like, say, Alex Ross, who's played in Bangladesh with a lot of these guys and against them, and he has some pretty good ideas. And then I try to just be as flexible as I can with the plan. So if they've planned, you know, if Alex Ross comes up with a plan, he feels it will be effective, I've got to have the, you know, the skills and the tools in order to execute that. So.
And you believe in it too, don't you?
Yeah, you
You've got to
do,
be on the same
absolutely.
page.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got to sometimes a bit of a negotiation if you're not comfortable with a plan. So That's where really good captains, I think, work really well with their players.
Milan Kumar now from the TIO Stadium end. Spinners have been very effective throughout the tournament, but certainly for Chicago Kingsmen. They've got about 4 or 5 throughout their squad. Placed down the ground for 1. Again, just having the variations paired with right arm, left arm, leggies, offies, whatever it happens to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that that change of pace and it's not necessarily spin, it's more pace and length, control.
Down the ground, hits it beautifully through cover.
That's poor fielding though, that's...
It is, that's gone through. Really, that's the skipper who's let that one through. It's gone for 4. You know, Wakeham, when he times them, they stayed timed. His first ball of the innings crashed into the point fence, and that one's done the same through covers. He moves to 14, 1 for 29. Just seems to be a touch of flatness amongst the Kingsmen at the minute. A sense of urgency maybe that wasn't there, the bat. Now reverse, that's a beautiful shot. Very difficult to set a field for that. What a great hit, and that is again cannoned into the fence.
That's a serious shot by Mac Wright. But, you know, this is the thing where, you know, sorry, that's Charlie Wakeham. That's a lovely shot by Charlie Wakeham. He has that ability to sort of go both ways. He's so dynamic. Look at that for a shot.
That's a beautiful shot. Especially with 2 behind point on the offside inside the circle. Has on phase him on, he split them. They sort of looked at each other about who was going to go pick it up. Kumar responds. There's a shape about it.
Oh,
it's
it's
going to come
poor
back.
fielding.
Oh, that's going to really hurt Chicago.
Well, I tell you what, it's good running. They're both quick, but that is poor fielding. You know, the Kingsmen look just off. They don't look quite on. You know, they're not sharp. That doesn't look like a team to me that's 5 and zip. They look like they're sort of cruising into finals tomorrow.
Or conversely, is it a team that's 5 and zip and got 1 eye on tomorrow instead of today? Dangerous to do that.
Yeah, it is very dangerous, you know, because you set bad habits. It can be really, really dangerous, actually.
5 overs gone, 1 for 36. This is where, not that you need the old-fashioned spray, but you certainly need someone to always press Control-Alt-Delete to just go, hey, we can start this again. They're still, if not on top, well and truly in this game. 1 for 36 off 5. They're going at 7.2 and over.
Yeah, but I do feel that there's good intent by the Hurricanes batters here, Mac Wright and Charlie Wakeham. They've got good intent. You know, they're looking to hit the ball for either 2 or, you know, at least run hard, hit the boundary when it's there. But yeah, the Kingsmen just don't look quite, they're not quite there.
It's going to be the skipper, Hamad Azam, to come on from the Darwin International Airport end. Someone who'd been disappointed in the covers last over, letting one slip through his fingers. It went for 4. Timmy Akeley just brushing away a few flies there, but he's back with us. Just try and survive, mate. You've got a game this afternoon, maybe a couple tomorrow. Pushed into the offside for 1. Obviously, you just take the game that's in front of you, important this afternoon. You'll know what you need to do if you're a chance to make finals. Yes, you've got to win first and foremost, but then it comes down to net run rate.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
You can't leave anything in the tank for tomorrow, can you?
No, you can't. So, and, you know, we're well aware if the Melbourne Stars win today, then there'll be a net run rate issue, so we'd have to win and win by a large margin.
Flicked well over short fine. It's going to be a chase, and he's going to pick it up just inside the rope. Got 2. Turns, sees and goes. That's good running as well.
Yeah, that's good running. You know, that's really good running by these 2. That's 2 good cricketers, 2 good batters that are playing smart cricket. Low risk shot there, really, with this gentle medium pace and the fine leg up.
Just feels like Azam is just putting it on the length there.
Yeah, he is. I think that's a pretty easy shot for these 2 batters. You know, that little ramp, that paddle.
He's going to pick his spots here, Wakeham. You know, if he hits them, they stay hit. He's done it before. This time just pushes to the leg side. They run the first one hard. It's gone to circle edge. Wants to come back, and a huge cry of no.
You can see straight away how much harder they're running. You know, they hit a sweeper. They're looking for two straight away. The Kingsmen were not. The Kingsmen were just cruising through, getting their ones.
And that can bring a 163 chase down to 140, 145, and that's very manageable just by stealing those extra runs. They really should have been chasing 180 plus. Bold from Zahn. It's not causing any alarm bells to go off though with the Hurricanes batters at the minute though.
No, it's not yet. I mean, I'm curious to see if either of these batters take a risk. Probably don't have to at the moment. They're cruising.
That's hit hard, backward a point. There's protection on the offside boundary. But we said it with Chicago Kingsmen innings when they were batting. There seemed to be just a few overs that just came and went and with no real intent. And it almost feels like that out in the field as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They sort of switch on when it's their way, when it's going their way, and then when it's not, they're sort of struggling, aren't they? So.
Reverse flick, and that's gone past.
What a shot.
Good shot.
Mac Wright. I love watching Mac Wright bat. I think he's just so good. He's so dynamic. And that's a pretty good over. 11 off of it.
11 off it, so they've got 23 from the past 2 overs. And they're 1 for 47 from 6, going at almost 8 and over. 8 and over will almost get them home as well. 163, the magic number for Hobart Hurricanes Academy here. After the Chicago Kingsmen won the bat flip and elected to bat first. They surged and paused and stumbled and surged again to 8 for 162. Leaving 163 for the Hurricanes to collect their second win of the tournament. After winning the first of their 6 games, losing the next 4, they are in this to their eyeballs to try and get a win here this afternoon.
The Hurricanes, their sort of worm looks a little bit more linear, you know, than the Chicago Kingsman worm, which is a bit funny. So, pretty keen to see how they approach this now, whether they have a crack.
Backs away, just using a bit of hand-eye coordination there. As we see Umar Khan beginning his first over from the Bala Road, Terrio Stadium, Michael Long Academy end, DXC Arena, home of cricket here in the NT. And that's a genuine nick. And that's racing away. That's actually picking up a bit of pace. And we picked up just inside the rope. Good support there. Scott Kugeline's come on to field as well. Do like how the Kingsmen, some go with their given names, some go with their surnames. Kugeline's gone with Scott.
Doesn't have quite the same impact, does it?
Doesn't.
No. The New Zealander.
Played a test match against Australia last year. The reverse and flicks it straight to a fielder. Do like this though from Wakeham and Wright. They are asking plenty of questions of the Chicago Kingsmen bowlers and of the skipper with his field placing. This time off the back foot. He'll run the first one hard, but there's only going to be one there. 1 for 52. Another keeper. He's trying to get them up about Xian Django, who batted really well. He's trying just to get a bit of energy out there. Just doesn't seem to be rubbing off on his teammates.
No, it's a funny... He's doing his best, isn't he? Hot day. Could be tough, but...
Under the lid too. This time goes airily, and that's beautifully played. In position quickly. Mac Wright has really got into his innings here, and Jeff Vaughan walking around the boundary line gives it a big round of applause. He's happy with that. He's happy with what he sees from his young charge.
That's a nice shot, isn't it? Another big over there from the Hurricanes. So they are cruising along now, 1 for 56 off 7 overs. For a player of McRight's quality, that's a nice, easy shot, really, isn't it? No, there's no one out there, so all he has to do is sort of go with the ball, line it up, hit it with the wind, and you're away. You know.
Well, they're going at 8 and over. They needed, well, they start at the start. They need to be 8.15. So they're spot on where they need to be, knowing that there's 2 set batters, a power surge to come in the back half of the innings.
And they're doing it with very little risk.
Very little, because they're playing shots that they just execute comfortably.
Now this is an interesting sort of decision. So into the wind, Kumar. I'm keen to see how this goes. Whether the batters will try and take him downwind.
It's actually become a bit of a stiff breeze that is coming from the north. Exactly what he tries to do first ball.
I hope he doesn't toss one up here, because if he tosses one up, I think it's going to go a long way.
Talk about risk reward. He may just want to try and suck away. I mean, it's still a big hit as the breeze dies down a touch. That's the old, I want to see what the batter's doing, trying to get some cues. A bit easier for a spinner to do it. You wouldn't do it off 25 paces.
Oh, no, a bit hard. Too hard to turn around.
It's in the air, but there's no one there. I mean, admittedly, you've only got to do it 24 times a game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But no, it is an interesting little trick, isn't it? You know, just seeing how the batter sets up. Are they premeditating?
That's why there's now some fake cues that they're trying to give. They know with all the analysis, they're trying to go anti-analysis. Someone said the other day, it's like a practice reverse sweep, and then stood up and smashed it into the garden's trees. And it's like, my goodness, how do you have that as a feign? Used to be just stick one foot out and put it back in again.
It's incredible.
Kumar flat, and that's hit hard and straight. Well, we picked up inside the boundary. They've got one, and they run very quickly between wickets. They're going to come back for an easy 2.
Good running. I think the running by the Hurricanes has certainly been an improvement on the Chicago Kingsmen running.
I reckon they may have chatted about it too.
I think so.
We can really attack this innings.
It's really easy to control that.
Yeah. As you've mentioned before, give me an hour and a half of the hardest running you've got, and then we'll celebrate afterwards. We'll relax afterwards.
Yeah, certainly.
There's always time for rest, regardless of how many games you've played, and everyone here has played consecutive games. You'll play 2 tomorrow if you want to win the whole thing. Right, again runs the first one hard. They're nowhere near it at the moment. They're going to come back. That's easily done. And there's just a few arguments happening between bowler and fielder. And that's the skipper he's having a crack at.
7 off the over without any risk at all.
Just not sure the skipper's the one you want to be having a crack at before finals day. They're not happy though. It just doesn't seem like the happy bunch they were the other day. And you never know. There's myriad reasons why they can be.
Yeah, you just hope they're not down. If you're the coach, you're hoping they're just not downhill scares. You know, when it's easy, they're up and about, and then when it's hard, they're flat. So it's really important in tournament play to stay consistent.
When they chased 141 against the Scorchers and got them 8 down, they defended 139, made 200 against Pakistan. Defended 152 against ACT. Well, they've done easy and hard, and that's missed somehow. And then against NT Strike, they kept them to 131 and got them in 15 overs.
It's incredible, isn't it?
So they won a couple of big games, and the rest have actually fought and scrapped quite hard for. This time down the ground, wide of long on, so it's going to be a big chase. And the way they're going between wickets, there's always 2 there.
I'll tell you what, this is a masterclass in batting in the middle overs of T20. You just hit these gaps hard, make the fielders move, and then run 2s, and you basically get, you get your 7 or 8 and over with no risk.
And yet still ready when a hittable ball comes along. It feels like they've got all the time in the world here, the Hurricanes. Again a switch, and this time misses. Make them disappointed.
It's there to go though, isn't it? It's certainly there.
They haven't really changed anything in their field to combat it either, the Kingsmen. So he goes again. This time, more glove, high up on the bat, and we're going to get one. Saying plenty out there. I don't think it's going to be worrying Charlie Wakeham too much. I don't think Mac Wright necessarily cares either.
No, I don't think so.
20 from 15, 33 from 28. These two have put on 44 for the second wicket. And that's gone straight up in the air, but it's going to fall safely.
Good
well
fielding.
done. That's really good fielding from Madassa there. Really good fielding. And that's it's got a bit of life. It's certainly got some cheers from the crowd, the support staff as well, and his teammates. Sometimes it's a little thing that can get you switched on again.
Oh.
Down the wicket, and that's inside edge again. So now he's got even a bigger chase. Going to pick it up just inside the boundary. Does really well. That's good fielding once again. Two from Madassa. Really well fielded. I hope they don't throw him the ball and ask him to bowl the next one. He's done plenty of work. They get 3 from it though, and again, it's another 7-run over without really doing too much. 1 for 70 off 9. Just the consistency of this partnership. 12, 11, 9, 7, 7 over the last half a dozen overs. 48 from 35, there it is. Tim Ward, Brad Hope, Will Pressridge to come. Raf McMillan can hold it as well. And Carlisle can hit a few. So there's plenty of batting. And I don't want to leave anything in the shed here. You don't want to leave anything for the swim back, so to speak, because...
No, you don't. No,
this is it.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're the top 3 or 4, you want to be getting the job done here. You know, 160, 93 off 66 now. So very achievable. If you bat through the innings, these two, you'll win the game.
It's 8.5 and over. Kumar to continue for the Darwin International Airport end. This one gets heaved to the leg side. It's amazing how many sort of mishits end up going straight to fielders. So long on and long off back. The breeze has just disappeared over the course of the last 3 deliveries.
Well bowled. Little outswinger almost, that.
Yeah, it was just like a seam up.
Yeah.
We're going to be halfway through the allotted overs at the end of this one. Oh, that's hit on the pad.
Outside the line.
Outside the line of off stump. I'm not sure Kumar necessarily agrees until he turns around and sees that wasn't going to hit any of them. Tell you what, always in the old days taught how to sweep to get the leg out of the way.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't be given... Yeah, look at that, way outside the line.
It's in the air. It's going to
Nice
go over
shot.
cover. It's going to race away to cover for 4. Good shot, well balanced. It's a lovely shot from Mac Wright. He's really starting to execute all the shots that we know he's got. Just that maybe a little bit of confidence or whatever it is. It's
Yeah.
helping.
Oh, that's a serious shot though, inside out of cover. Puts the pressure right back on the bowler.
Tosses this one up and hits it hard. Wakeham's run hard. He's got the first one, but because he had to wait for the ball to go past Kumar, there was never going to be 2 there. But again, if it's all about intent, then they're doing the right thing here. The Hurricanes. 1 for 76. This time, hit it hard. They got 1.
Oh, good running. That's just first class, isn't it? That's so good. You know, that's 8 off the over. No risk, none.
They have done nothing out of the ordinary whatsoever. 1 for 78 from 10, which means for the last 10, they're going to need 85. It's almost halfway at the halfway mark with the power surge and 2 set batters at the crease.
It's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, no, I think they're just cruising here. It looks like it almost looks like they're cruising to victory, doesn't it? Without speaking too early, the way they're going.
But it does. They're quite comfortable. Umpire's telling him to just get a bit of a hurry up here, but it must be hot under the lids. It's a very warm day. As we say, maybe there's just that element of doing it back to back to back as well. 32.2, it feels like 33.1. Humidity a little higher, it's at 51% at the moment. Still nice and dry, but you can just feel the changing of the season isn't too far away here as we go from the dry to the build-up.
No doubt at all. It's still beautiful out here though, isn't it? You know, these guys are playing in basically the peak of the heat, aren't they? At 1:30 p.m.
No doubt. Good for next to be Tim Oakley from the Strikers. We'll be interested in what's happening over at Gardens today. Get a little leg by as he misses the sweep shot. The Melbourne Stars Academy have won the bat flip, and they're going to bat first. Try and set a target.
Gardens, it's a batter's paradise, isn't it?
It is.
Down there.
And that's heaved away to the leg side.
Great shot.
And again, the fielders sort of looking at each other like who's going to go and pick it up.
Charlie Wakeham, he's in a nice flow at the moment. You know, the seasoned batter, he looks good. He knows his game inside and out. You know, that's low risk for him. No mid-wicket. Easy.
Well, he started beautifully. His first ball was smashed through point for 4. Since then, he's looked in control. He's a couple of missteps with a couple of his inventive shots, but that's part of it. That one's gone over the keeper. Yet again, maybe just a slice of luck. Yet again, Madas has been very good in the field. There's no questioning his energy or execution out there.
Madas is keen to play tomorrow, I think. He's looking to put his hand up.
Very much so. 1 for 84. Guys just having a little chat into their microphone. 1 for 84, halfway through the 11th. Mac Wright, increasingly confident out there. This time he goes off the back foot over cover. It's a beautiful shot. It's going to be a huge chase. Going to be picked up inside. It cannot be. That's 4. Very difficult shot to execute, and he's done it more than once.
I tell you what, Mac Wright, this young man, he can play cricket. It's a serious shot. Back foot punch over cover, long boundary. Wow.
Sort of middle and leg as well.
Yeah, I love it. He's so good at playing spin. He's got every shot.
This time he swats it down the ground. There'll only be 1. Moves to 31. Wakeham 44. 1 for 89. So yet again, 11 runs coming from the over. They've just got these consistent overs. 12, 11, 9, 7, 7, 8. And now 11 off this. Haven't had less than 7 runs and over since the power play. This time a little reverse flick, but there's no run. That'll be the over. 1 for 89 from 11. 11 runs from that over. So now it's 74 from 54. 74 from 9, which once again is just on 8 runs and over.
Yeah, unlucky there with that last shot, I reckon. Charlie Wakeham actually got a fair bit of that. Partnership 67 off 47. Pretty even contribution from both of them. Charlie Wakeham 34 off 24 and Mac Wright 31. And the bowling figures are just a bit flat, you know, the Kingsmen. So it'll be interesting to see. They haven't lost a game yet. How do they go with the loss potentially before finals?
And the only guy who sort of had any energy out there, certainly in the field and with the ball, was Ghulam Madassa.
Agreed,
He's
yeah.
still doing it in the field. So something can be said. We don't want to read too much into it. Tajinder Dhillon will be coming back out. And he's going to start bowling from the Darwin International Airport end. And he's got him. Dropped him. Oh, it was a good effort. It was hit pretty hard. He had it in his hands for quite some time. Just the momentum spun him around and couldn't get it on the second grab. Story of the day, perhaps.
Oh,
That's gone through. He's almost taken 2 for none off 2.
I tell you what, that is in the absolute slot.
It's fair to say, I'm going to describe it as gentle off spin.
It's certainly gentle. Mac Wright, I don't know how he's missed that. I think he thought that was going to be on the golf course.
Certainly tried to put it there. Have a look at the swing. Have a look at this swing.
Oh, it almost just went under his bat. Oh.
That'll be a wide. This hasn't been the greatest start from Dylan, but he's almost had 2 wickets.
That's incredible. Could have been 3 sixes.
This one's hit hard. It's hit straight down his throat.
Oh, no way.
It's gone. Well, we said he could have had 3 wickets. He's got one. Waker's gone for 44. That's a disappointing end to what was a very good knock. They've put on 69 for the second wicket, but Wakem's gone for 44. It's 2 for 91, and this game is still well and truly alive.
It's the story of this match, isn't it? Really, that's a nice half tracker, and Charlie Wakeham's just put it straight to the fielder.
That's like the practice you do before the game.
It's a genuine lace out.
The assistant coach with the baseball glove in one hand.
Good innings though by Charlie Wakeham. Disappointing end. I would have loved to have seen him finish off the innings, but
we talk about teams leaving runs out there. Charlie Wakeham will certainly feel like he's left some runs out there.
Yeah, no doubt. He was seeing them well today. And I think Dylan, I mean, these are, as you said, gentle, to say the least. And the matchup's probably there. So, yeah, disappointing. Tim Ward comes in, though. Tim Ward, good player. Bats number 3 for Tasmania in the Sheffield Shield. You know, pretty dynamic batter. He is pretty traditional left-hander. Likes width and off his legs. He likes to have it over there. So, he'll look to build into an innings. Can certainly play an aggressive role, though. He's a very, very good player.
So a drop catch, a sweep that almost knocked him over. Wide, and then one hit straight to deep mid-wicket. It's been the tail of the tape as far as today's game's been concerned. Ward punches into the leg side. He's taken one, gone quickly. Some clean fielding, and like with most teams, but certainly with these Chicago Kingsmen, a wicket and all of a sudden they're up and about again.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? They just, they're a bit like a roller coaster, the Kingsmen. They're up and about.
Americans do like their roller coasters.
They love it, don't they?
Big sixes, or what are 6 flags? What it's called. That's it,
Oh,
nicely.
nice shot.
Sort of inside out. Mac right there, will only get one. Covered a lot of bases here today. Thought last night's game was entertaining, but this has been all facets of cricket.
It has been. There's been a bit of everything in this game. It's been a funny old over this.
That's been smashed. That's also going over. Dylan can't believe it, but I'm not quite sure why. Ward's hit that for 6, 2 for 99, and yet again, despite losing a wicket, there's 10 off the over.
Well, I tell you what, short boundary, left-hand batter hitting to the short side, and he's bowled a slow half tracker. For someone like Tim Ward, that's not a very hard shot to play. Look at that. I don't think he's even fully hit that. That's gone for 6 comfortably. So that over basically sums up the entire match. 1 for 9. Few half trackers. Half tracker takes the wicket.
And a bye.
A bye.
A wicket from nowhere when they're looking set. They put on 70. Like it's.
And then a 6.
2 for 99 from 12. 64 required from 8 overs. Even our friend from used to be a Cricket Australia, Jason Inglis, can work out that's 8 and over. It's on the back of the dunny door. 8 times 8, 64. That's in the air. It's going to be one out to deep point. Is there anyone in your strikers lineup who, if you gave them a bit of an equation, probably couldn't work out how many runs and over it is? Anyone who struggles with a bit of the mathematical side of cricket?
Yeah, I'll have a think. I reckon there's a couple of lads.
I'm asking a fast bowler too, which is always dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. The fast bowlers seem like it's a different game now, isn't it?
Oh, hang on.
It's a different game.
Hang on. What have we unearthed here?
No, I'll have a think. I reckon there are a few lads.
Must say though that Brett Lee and Mitch Stark both maintain that who are the stupid ones? We're the ones who bowl at 150. You're the ones who are facing it.
That's fair, actually. Yeah.
Which, when you bowl that fast, you can probably say whatever you like. And that's bowled. It's bowled. It's gone. It looked a little bit like maybe the keeper had knocked the bails off. but he pointed towards the stumps and said, "You're out."
That's incredible.
And again, something's happened from nowhere. Khan's taken a wicket. He's gone from 26 in his first 3 overs. Ward's gone for 7. He can't quite believe it. We can't quite believe it.
It's incredible, really, isn't it? You know, that's come out of nowhere, that wicket. Tim Ward, long way across, just missed it. It's just clipped the top of the bails.
The top, and he looked behind, almost like he couldn't believe it. But you better believe it, because you're on your way. 3 for 100. Well, he said the game's a long way from over. 2 wickets in the last couple of overs. Mac Wright's still there, which is important from the Hurricanes. What is happening? Brad Hope's going to come out and join Mac Wright.
Brad Hope's a good player. He's an all-rounder. He's an all-rounder, 50-50 all-rounder, I think. Maybe slightly a batting all-rounder, but he, and we see the wicket again, just flicks the bail.
Just flicked it. And then and he couldn't believe it, so the keeper actually pointed to the bails and said, "No, mate.
It's incredible.
That wasn't me.
Yeah.
That's you. You're out."
But nah, Brad Hope, he's a good player, very good player. Two first-class centuries for him. He's a dynamic batter. You know, he's a big fella as well, and he's got a lot of power. So this should be good fun.
He made plenty against the Stars the other day. Smashed them to all parts of the ground. 227 didn't end up being enough. They don't need that many today. They need 163. They need 63 more runs. They only get one of them there, and Hope's away. So a bit falls on the shoulders now of young Mac Wright, who's still making his way through. He's had a couple of good innings, of course. He's been touted for a long time, and as you say, coming back from injury is never easy. He's got his opportunity here. He reverses. He's hit that in the air, and that's going to be caught. What a catch. That's a really good catch, and that's got the Kingsmen up and about. Something had to wake them from their slumber. 3 wickets in 2 overs might be what they needed.
That's incredible. I think Mac Wright is in disbelief with how that's gone there, and he's timed it so nicely. And you do feel for him. He's hit it. That's a nice shot. You know, it's a nice shot, but he's just hit it straight to the fielder. And this game has opened up again. 4 for 101 of 12.4 overs.
They were 1 for 91 an over and a half ago.
And Will Prestwich, who comes in, the all-rounder. So, wow.
It's remarkable, this game continues to evolve and amaze. Each game of this top End T20 series here in Darwin, sponsored by NT Tourism, has had different twists to its tale, different stories that we get to tell.
You know, and I do think the Hurricanes are down a batter. Like Will Prestwich, for example, is an all-rounder. You know, he's probably a bowling all-rounder, to be fair. Good batter, he can make runs, but he's a bowling all-rounder, and Ian Carlisle bowling all-rounder, Raf McMillan, off-spin bowling all-rounder, right? So they're probably down 1 batter, and they're asking a lot from their lower order, who certainly can hold a bat. You know, they're not tail-enders by any means, but it does ask a lot. There's a lot of responsibility. There's still 60 runs to make.
The other part is both the set batters are gone, which is going to push out the... Oh, and that's gone through as well. It's going to push out the power surge as well.
Well, yeah, spot on. You know, it's almost just... It's tough because you go Charlie Wakeham and Mac Wright were cruising. Don't take the power surge, but you almost go, do you take the power surge there? You know, do you take it straight away and just try and blow the game open? And it's tough for someone like Will Prestwich, as we see at the end of the over. 2 wickets in the over, big over there by Khan. 4 for 101 after 13. But Will Prestwich is naturally an aggressive player, you know, loves to play his shots. He almost has to pull away from that for a little bit, hit it into gaps and run, and build an innings with Brad Hope.
So that's their worst over for the Hurricanes since the 4th over, since the last over of the power play, which seems a long, long way away. Look at that, that is neck and neck, 4 for 101. The reason it's neck and neck because the Chicago Kingsmen were 4 for 102. It doesn't get a lot closer. Different when you're chasing than when you're setting, of course, we know that. 63 now required. No, 62 required as well the first time. It's the the scoreboard just catches up and touches with go. Dylan is causing all sorts of problems out there, and I'm going to take everything back. They don't look gentle at all. They must be hand grenades.
I don't think the pressure is just, he's buying, that's nice length, you know, but.
Reverse sweep.
Nice shot, Brad Hope.
Beautiful shot. It's going to be picked up just inside the boundary though, and they'll get 2.
That's a good shot. Probably deserve 4 for that. That was a nice shot.
Oh, and it hasn't been looked after at all, the keeper. Here we go, we're back on track here, 4 for 103. Just that run rate required snuck up a bit to 9 1/4, so we'll keep one eye on that. These two just need to get set, and then we might see some fireworks. One more run down the ground, 4 for 104. Hope moves to 4. Now we're going to see Big Will Presswich. He's got a sister in Victoria. His old man, of course, played for Queensland. Brother, good player too.
Good family, good pedigree.
She's been competitive backyard cricket matches at Christmas time. I know now the keeper has swallowed a flight. Shahan Jinga, top score with 44. Now he's just tasting a couple of the local Darwin delights. Tries to flick that backward of point and won't get a run. Presswich is eyeing off the short boundary. That's where the camera is located, just there. Instead whips it around. Hope's going to have to hurry, and he does. Throw's gone to the non-striker's end and almost woke up Saeed Saad Ali from long off, who remembered that you need to be part of the game in each and every delivery.
Yep.
Another good over from the Kingsmen though. They're fighting back here. 4 for 105. And all of a sudden now, if you had your predictors hat on, what percentages are you giving each of the two teams?
60-40, Kingsman way, I reckon. Yeah.
Only 4 down with a power surge to come. Not saying you're wrong, ask for your opinion, expert opinion for a reason.
No, I do feel that the batting is, they're just down one batter, I feel. You know, I feel like Presswich has come in at 6. He's probably number 7 as an example, and Carlisle and then Raf McMillan comes in next. You know, they're probably one higher than what they'd ideally like to be, but in saying that, it gives great exposure to guys like Will Presswich in order to build an innings, and Raf McMillan, etc., to see how they go.
4 for 105. 58 required from 35 now. Just starts to tighten up around this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know someone like Presswich can hit a big ball, but you know, you want to see him build an innings in a tough scenario like this as well.
Hope turns this around the corner. They've run the first one hard. They're going to come back for a second. And yet again, that's good running. It's one thing that Hurricanes have continually done throughout their innings. Will it make a difference towards the back end, the pointy end, if you like? We know that something else is going to happen here. It's happened all day. Oh, and that was almost it.
That would have been a screamer. That would have been one of the best catches I've seen off someone's bowling.
Oh, he's put it down.
It's chaos.
It is absolute.
Chaos.
Catching that would have made sense.
Would have been.
Well bowled again, Kumar, who has gone for a few runs, but caused these fair few dramas too. Run rate required over 10. He's going to have to stand up and hit these, I think. Trying to flick them through backward of points, not working.
This has been a bizarre sort of spell by Kumar. None for 29 off 3.4, and he's gone for 2 off this over.
He was going at 9 and over. And that's gone through Not for the first time, the infield. Khan missing that, but it's not going to cost any. So he finishes with no wicket for 30. The umpire's just discussing.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking power surge time, I think. Here it is, it's power surge.
Here we go.
Might have been a little dot missed in there, 4 for 108. Does suit the game, as we say. 4 for 108. Prestwich and Hope, they're both on 4. Both can hit a very big ball when required. Hope's having a crack at his own headset as we speak. There's things happening on and off the ground here. It is a remarkable day here in sunny Darwin. It's 32, it says it feels like 33. I don't know how it feels hotter. There's a breeze that comes through, which is sometimes cooling and sometimes a northerly warm wind. It's all part of the 2025 Top End T20 Series, sponsored by NT Tourism, Northern Territory Government, Northern Territory major events, of course, and tourism being involved as well. We're using Kookaburra balls. They're all drinking their Gatorades. I've got the Thrifty car, which has been fantastic. All it needs to do is get me back to where I can jump in the pool at the Airport Development Group hotels. All the cricket boys are over at the fancy Novotel, so we make sure we stay at the Mercure and get away from cricket talk just for a moment. The amount of cricket talk around the hotel has been unbelievable.
Incredible. Too much.
Just take a breath.
Yeah.
Get away from it. So here we go. This is the power surge. Madassa has got the ball, and he's been good today. Ghulam Madassa. He's only gone for 8 from 2 overs and got a wicket. It's a good start. Oh, the umpire's going to give it wide.
Oh,
He's not happy with that at all.
I do think he was a little bit hard done by there.
And it was a late call from the square leg umpire.
Madassa's not happy.
And the standing umpire actually wanted to check.
Oh, he's given a stare down to the umpire at square leg. Not a good decision, I don't reckon.
No, I think that's harsh.
Got to build good relationships with the umpires, you know. They're the 50-50 calls, you need it.
That and the fact that it counts as the one short ball for the over, which it's a Prestwich, which doesn't make a lot of sense. He's not happy with us. He wasn't happy anyway. He's been up and about in the field. He's lost his run up. Like many more things on the Chicago Kingsman Hurricanes bingo card that we need to tick off here.
Oh, it's
Hit on the toe. That has to be gone. And all of a sudden he forgets everything that happened beforehand. Had a little turn around too and had a chat. Don't tell me you pointed at the umpire and let him know that that wasn't a wide.
Surely not.
Oh, I certainly hope not. Prestwich has gone for 4. That was well bowled though. That was quicker, straighter. That was not missing anything but off and leg.
That was salmon trout, wasn't it? Wood Prestwich, that's a... Cool. Yep, that's as out as they come. Madassa, I've liked Madassa today. He's been the only person on this Kingsman team which I've found's brought the energy. Oh yeah, that's going to hurt the foot though.
That would hurt.
So Raph McMillan comes in. You know, Raph McMillan, young New South Welshman, played a bit of one-day domestic cricket last year. Good prospect. You know, should be good to watch.
I said it was missing a leg. That's not true. It was hitting middle and leg. Doesn't matter. It's absolutely gone. Madassa putting his claims on player of the match here. No one else has really put their hand up over the course of 35 and a half overs. And he's been the difference. He's been great in the field. But he took the early wicket. Rana Krishnan just caught down at backward square. He bowled in the power play. He's come back now in the power surge. Whether it was a dubious wide or not doesn't matter because he got his man, and that's all that matters. So here's a question. He bowled a short one at Prestwich. He's now out. McMillan's in. Can you bowl a short one at McMillan and Hope?
No.
Because you can only bowl 2 in an over.
You can only bowl 1 in the over.
1?
For the T20s, I think. In the IPL, oh maybe it's changed, but it's T20, IPL it's 2.
I'm on your side now, Tim. That should be more of a bowler's game. He tries to at least dig it in around the chest, the armpit area.
That's well done. No, so you'll see last year in the IPL they changed the rule from 1 ball above the shoulder to 2, and hence you saw a lot of players get picked up in that draft who were quicks because it's an effective ball in T20 cricket. So that's a really interesting little, you know, niche thing that actually affected the draft system.
It's a little bit made up anyway, isn't it, really? A few dollars floating around the IPL.
Yeah, a few dollars, a few more than the top end at the moment.
All right, just give Gavin his team a year or two.
You never know, get some more big teams out.
Well, we've got teams from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Shaheens, Nepal, Chicago Kingsmen. Thinking about Pakistan, Bangladesh and America, 3 of the top 10 populous countries in the world. Nepal with 30 million, but certainly some cricket lovers as well. 5 of the Big Bash teams as well as academy teams. And ACT and NT Strike might just be missing one of the IPL academies maybe. Get them out here.
Maybe.
Falling straight again, but Dust has been fantastic here. This is really good bowling.
He's a good player, isn't he, Madassa?
He is. And a competitor. It's probably what we haven't seen as much of from the Kingsmen today. They've been pretty competitive all week. You certainly copped the brunt of that. You may have caused some of that too.
Yeah, I agree with that, and our batters absolutely copped it.
Oh, that's just gone over off stump. Well taken as well.
It is funny.
Did the batters have a little words here at the end of the day?
Yeah, they did. Well,
what do they say? What's the conversation after you've sledged the keeper, when you've got him out, and then all of a sudden he's then proceeded to sledge every one of the batters?
Well, do you know what's funny is I didn't know I said it. I actually wasn't meaning to sledge him. I just said that his innings was, you know, he had 3 dots and then got out. And I said, it's one good innings I've just seen, right? And then
that's sledging.
Thanks for your wicket.
Yeah,
and
well,
then
no, that's both of those.
You know, and then every single time when our batters got out, he said, "Thanks for your wicket. That's a good innings."
That's a direct quote. Oh, it's a full toss. That's when he smashed for 4. And we looked to square leg. I think it was just below waist high. That's the first bad ball that Madassa's bowled. It's on the last ball of his 3rd over. The last of the first of the power surge. 5 for 116. So 8 runs coming from the first power surge over. Brad Hope, well, by name and nature here for the Hurricanes, he's going to need to be there if they're going to get the runs. So what did the batters say to you at the end of the day?
Well, they were just wondering who said it, and then I said...
Because they knew it was a quote.
Yeah, they knew it was a quote. They said, that's an odd thing to say, and then word got round that I'd said it. And
so they go, it's an odd thing to say. It's obviously come from one of our pace bowlers.
It's obviously come from someone that's, you know, been on the field with us. And then, yeah, word got round that it was me that said it. And he was just quoting me the entire time to every one of our batters. So, you know what, to be fair though, competitor, and then, but great bloke off the field.
Yeah.
So
what did your batters say to you?
They said, can you please refrain from sledging other batters when we bat first? So when we bowl first and we bat second.
Go for your life when we're defending. There's just so many layers to cricket, isn't there? Hassan Adil back in. Got the first over of the innings. It's hit and hit firmly, but there's protection long on and deep mid wicket. Hope doesn't want to come back for 2. May just be putting a little bit on his own shoulders here too, Brad Hope, with his experience and his ability to clear the rope.
Absolutely, with that short boundary as well. I think he's an established player, so I think he's got every right to do that, with Raf McMillan being a really young player. So I'm excited to watch Brad Hope have a nice innings here, and I'd love to see him get the Hurricanes over the line.
Smash that, and it's gone for 4. 1 bounce into the picket fence. It was short, wasn't that quick. That was said, hit me. Brad Hope said, I will.
You know, something funny that I've found is that, I'm not sure if the Kingsmen have done their research, but Brad Hope, born in South Africa, but then played in WA, and you know where you don't bowl to a Western Australian? You don't bowl short, I tell you. And Brad Hope, he is pretty good at playing the short ball.
Powerfully built man as well. Going to need to do more than that, Hassan Adil, to knock over Brad Hope. That's in the air, and that's gone, and he's not happy.
Nice.
Pretty soft dismissal in the end from someone who really had the Hurricanes team on his shoulders.
He did. You know what? And good comeback there by the Kingsmen. They actually have fought back really hard, and I've been really impressed by their ability to fight back in a game which can be hard to sort of get up and about for. So credit to them, and well bowled.
It's just sort of a half volley and off stump though, and he spooned it really to cover. Easiest of catches, and you can see he's disappointed. I mean, these games do mean something. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, and I think for Brad Hope, you know, he's certainly trying to fight his way into the one-day team for the Tasmanian Tigers and the Hurricanes' main lineup as that all-rounder. So he's certainly trying to put his best foot forward and impress. And he had a great opportunity here. So, look, it is what it is. You know, he's got a lot of potential, and it's good to see Brad Hope out here. But Ian Carlisle now, the captain, they'll need a bit from him, that's for sure.
Well, they need 42 from 21, so it's effectively 2 a ball, or quite literally 2 a ball, as Adil takes a wicket. These are the power surge over, so only 2 fielders allowed inside the circle, and as we see, as usual, wickets falling in the power surge because the fielders are in, and they take the catches, they put the pressure on, directly or indirectly. It happens too often for it to just be an anomaly.
It's been a funny old innings. I really thought the Hurricanes were cruising to victory. You know, they were 2 down for.
They were 1 for 91 in the 12th, in the 11th over.
Yeah, now it's very, very tough.
Wakeham hits it down the throat, and then all of a sudden, trouble. It's going to be tough from here, that's for sure. 2 a ball for 3.5 overs. Shot. Won't get the 2, but at least get the 1. Carlisle will get off strike. Yeah, good comeback from Adil. Full and straight. It's not easy to do that, knowing that you've just been smashed for 4 for a pretty ordinary delivery.
Yeah, no, it's tough. The other thing as well is with that wind. So they're hitting into the wind here, so you can actually bowl full and straight. Really, you know, you've got a bit of leeway.
Invite them a little bit.
Yeah, certainly. If you're going to hit me over my head for 6, that's a massive hit into that wind. So you've got, you know, whereas this other end's a bit tough, a bit harder. So look, here you can probably hunt the stumps a bit.
We're on deep mid wicket here. Slays it through the offside for 4. That's a beautiful shot. Whoa! This game has had plenty of twists. Has it got a couple more?
Wow, Raf McMillan, that's a serious shot. 41 off 20 needed. Well, there's still a bit left. 37 off 19. There's a bit left in this game, isn't there?
It hasn't followed the conventional path of a T20 game since we first came out here. Nothing about it has seemed all that normal. A game where neither team can move on a table is always a little bit bizarre. Playing for more than pride, though. This time won't get through the circle, but will get 1, and importantly he'll keep the strike because he's seeing them well early. Raf McMillan, he bowled well. Tell you what, if he bats well as well, that would be a fantastic result for the Hurricanes. 6 for 127. They end up with 11 from that over, meaning that there's 36 required from 18. So we're back to 2 a ball. 36 from 18. Raf McMillan, 8 from 5. Tim Oakley's win predictor that he's had it from the start.
75-25 now. Sorry, 80. I reckon it's 80-20. 80-20 Kingsman's way.
Okay. That's from the computer that is your brain, with nothing than a gut feel and watching and playing plenty of cricket, which is sometimes all you need. Tejada, Dylan. Tajinda Dillon's been it's been really effective, must be said. Mid on, mid off and back here. And that's gone down leg side, and that's going to be a wide, which means they get 2 off none. Important in this instance, because we say you need 2 every ball. They now need 34 from 18.
Well, here we go. They've got to have a crack, don't they? They need boundaries.
They do. Left-hander, can this be Carlisle's end? Doesn't bounce a huge amount, and that levels it up, getting that 2 wides early in the over. 34 from 17 to a ball. Slow, took the pace right off it. Didn't give him a lot. 33 from 16. Tim Oakley's making sure the Adelaide Strikers bus hasn't left without him.
Nah, never.
The games do go
What's
a bit longer than they used to.
What's the worst that can happen?
You come back here. That's hit hard. Got to run this one hard. They've run the first one, Carlisle. He's in, and a fumble. The first time that we've seen Madassa fumble, it might be fair to say.
That's why you run hard, though. You can create that pressure. You know, you can sort of force that fumble. It's good running by the Hobart Hurricanes.
31 from 15 now. 5 from this over already. We're only halfway through. Of course, we need a shoe to get done up.
There's just lots going on, isn't there?
There's lots going on, and not a huge amount of it's making sense today. No. Maybe this afternoon's will. Probably won't, though, because it'll depend on the Stars game as to what's happening here. That's hit in the air, not that hard. Run the first one hard, and they're going to come back for a second. It's going to take a good throw. It's only a soft loop back to the keeper. They'll get another 2. Now it's 29 from 14. I've just mentioned the Stars game, and all of a sudden there's going to be a little bit of Googling going on.
Might have a look. Critical.
That's hit beautifully over cover. That's 6.
Shot.
It's a great shot on the roof of the practice wickets. Oh, in the old days, it used to hit the practice wickets and race away for 4. Come down, it does. A little kick at the end helps. And not one of the Hurricanes boys have moved to help get the ball there. Not sure there's all that much love lost between these two sides. Big 6, 23 from 13. Geez, boundaries make a difference. Not surprisingly, they always do. 23 required from 13. Madassa's still got an over to go. He's very difficult to put away. This time he goes straight. It's in the air for a long time. It's going to take some fielding, and it's gone for 4.
Ah, Raph McMillan.
Oh no, and it's a no ball.
Oh, no way.
It's gone for 6.
How did this spinner bowl a no ball? You're kidding me.
Oh my goodness, that's gone for 6.
Are you kidding?
It's gone. No, it's gone
it's
for 4.
4.
I did think it was 4. I must say, it did bounce inside the rope, which is usually the indicator of how it's going.
I don't understand the no ball.
Oh, he said it straight away too. Tell you what, Dylan also doesn't understand the no ball. That was only 4, so you still need. Oh, and that's been paid.
Oh, he's given a wide.
The umpire can't believe it. Sorry, the umpire can believe it. He's the one who signalled it. Dylan can't believe it. So that 6 was a 4. It was off a no ball, and this is a free hit as well, remembering. And that's going to go for 6 as well.
Shot!
That's a huge hit. It's gone down, hits the wire fence. My goodness, that's some good hitting.
11 off 12, are you kidding?
I reckon it's 12 off 12, because that 6 was actually a 4.
Ah, yes.
But it was also a no ball.
I see the no ball. He stepped on the sideline.
Yeah, so too far out.
Too far out, yeah.
We're just going to have a little play around. 6-5, there we go. Yep, so they need 11 to win here. It is all happening. Have a look at that. That looks like alphabet soup with some numbers thrown in. Dylan's gone for 38 from his 3 overs, and they couldn't lay bat at him for the first 4 deliveries he bowled.
It's incredible.
He had 1 for 1 off 4 balls. This game has followed a path of its own.
It has. Look at that the worm. Isn't that incredible?
It's like one of those friendship bracelets that you wrap around each other.
They might win here with an over to spare, the Hurricanes.
We're not going to use the Tim Oakley win predictor anymore.
No, it's gone out the window.
Didn't make a lot of sense last night when we used it for real, so there's no use using yours either. Kula Madassa, who's been the pick of the bowlers and the fielders, the official one's got Hurricanes 84% now. Oh, that's a good ball.
2.
He's going to come back.
Oh.
No, they're not. And no one's taken
got
the
the
stumps.
stumps.
Little things along the way haven't gone with Chicago Kingsmen. I'll say also, we talk about when they go down left side and you appeal and the umpire never changes. The volume of the appeal doesn't make a difference either, I wouldn't have thought.
No, it doesn't, no. And you know what? I really hope the umpires aren't intimidated by these kind of appeals because they are loud, aren't they?
Very loud. So 10 required from 11. Raph McMillan has been the difference between the two teams here. And if he can get his team home,
He's our man.
he might have the non-existent medal that we hand out to the player of the match. Maybe that could be an addition for next year, a little core flute chick. That's a good ball. How's the stare afterwards? I hope you're taking some notes for this afternoon, Timmy Oakley. Don't be blowing kisses at the batters, mate. You can get stuck into them just like my friend Gunnar Madassa.
He liked that one, didn't he?
I hope you field as well as him too.
Well, let's hope so.
You'll certainly have the same amount of energy. There's a few things you can take from this game. Not all the things you see you need to do. Some of them you need to not do. That was a good delivery. 10 off 10. And that one's just the bottom edge onto the toe and it'll dribble out for 1.
And well bowled.
Well, it is very, very tough.
Very similar situation to last night.
It's very tough to defend 9 from 9. Well, they defended 4 from 4 with 6 wickets in hand last night.
Yep, they did.
So anything can happen here. 9 from 9, 4 wickets in hand. The skipper, Carlisle, hits it just over the head of mid-wicket. Oh, some days you're the hammer, some days you're the nail. When your luck is going your way, you've just got to make the most of it, don't you?
Yep,
These are the days. They'll take the 2 though, 7 from 8. What they don't want to do is wait and wait and wait to finish this game off.
No, they want to get this done as quickly as they possibly can. Well, Ian Carlisle's got a bit of a free hit here, I think. Sorry, he's got 2 balls left, but
does, and this time goes over the offside. And again, they'll come back for 2. It's good batting. He's not necessarily middling them, but he's doing what he needs to do.
he is, yep. He's letting, he's rotating the strike, and he knows that Raph McMillan, he's the man, most likely. So, Ian Carlisle, well done. You know, really good work, good cricket smarts.
5 from 7 now. This game has turned, pretty much turned in the last over. And Dylan.
Yeah, it has no ball 6. Oh, sorry, no ball 4, 6. You know,
3 hits is just unforgivable. And that's flat batted down the straight. That's really well played. They're going to have to run them though, just in case it doesn't reach the boundary, and it doesn't. It's the first time they haven't actually run it hard, but I think also Carlisle understood I want McMillan on strike, as well as he's somehow used a bit of balsa wood to get 3 of those to go for 2 each of the last 3 deliveries. Did you hear that sound?
Yeah,
It sounded like he was batting with a ruler that he took to school.
I'm not sure what's going on there. I think Gray Nichols, I don't know what they've given him there.
Not your bat.
Not quite. But no, that's some good batting by Ian Carlisle. You know, he's actually hit the gaps really nicely with 3 2s there, with very little risk as well. So that's pretty smart batting with a lot of pressure on him. 3 required off 6.
If I hadn't been here last night for Multicultural Day, celebrating with the Nepalese and Pakistan Shaheens, I would say put your glasses down. Hobart Hurricanes Academy at home. We know better than that.
Do we ever?
Oh,
You cannot be doing that.
still feel like I need to have a good nap, and I was asleep for 7 hours overnight. It wasn't enough. Woke up thinking about reverse sweeps to go straight to fielders. Ihsan Adil, who bowled from the TIO Stadium, and he's had the wind for his entire spell, now into it. And he's got to defend 2. Well, that's going to be a line.
No.
Well, that's going to make it tougher. Now it's 2 from 6. On There's a real sigh around the ground after some of the results that we've seen. Just a real disappointment with the anticlimactic wide. Would have thought bringing the fielders in could have been one of the options. At least try and get them to hit it over the top. Hits it well. He's going to run the first one hard. There's only going to be one there though.
Nice batting.
It is good batting. Oh, there's almost an overthrow, and that would pretty much sum up what we've been watching for the last 4 hours. What has happened here? This game is one out of the box. This is almost the antithesis of what we watched last night, where it was spectacular. Fielding was unbelievable. The energy was high. There's singing and dancing and colour and push-ups. And that was just off the field.
And then it just, I don't know what happened in that last over. You know, it's crazy.
If you take a wicket this afternoon, you're doing a push-up. And if you don't, there will be all sorts of hell to pay here. Cameras are going to be well and truly on you, T. Akeley. Here we go. One to win. Smashes it for 4. That'll do. The Hurricanes finish their tournament with a win. 2 wins and 4 losses, but a good win today. Raf McMillan, with wickets and with runs, will be our player of the match. Chicago Kingsmen, well, whilst they'll be disappointed, they will still finish the preliminary rounds on top of the ladder.
Yep, no doubt. That's a funny old game, that. But Raf McMillan is my man today, bowled beautifully, and then 30 off 13 with that massive over off Dylan. No ball, 4, 6, and another 6. That's huge, and basically put the icing on the game. So, well done to him, and well done to the Hobart Hurricanes.
They've done the job that they wanted to do. They wanted to get something out of this tournament, and they've got to do it by beating the top of the table Kingsmen. They're the only team that's been able to do it in this tournament, so it's not something that we say lightly. Now, of course, our attention will turn to the 2 other games remaining today as we watch some of the highlights from the Hurricanes chase, which wasn't altogether smooth sailing, but enough good shots at enough times. They won enough of the key moments.
They did. They absolutely did, the Hurricanes. Whether that was in the field or with the bat, they just got themselves over the line with those key moments. And you know what? One thing for me was the running between the wickets. I think they actually helped themselves with that running between the wickets. They made a lot of 1s into 2s.
And I think also with their fielding, they cut the 2s to 1s as well. Just a bit of awareness, being off the rope and those sort of things. So little things, plenty to work on though. That would have been catch of the day. And that was absolutely plumb, but it didn't matter because in the end, just a couple of big hits towards the end, and it means the Hobart Hurricanes will take the points. 6 for 166, needing 163. So we look there, Raf McMillan, our player of the match, an unbeaten 30 from 13. Wakeham was good at the top, as was Mac Wright. That set the innings up, but really, some really good clean hitting for McMillan. Got him across the line at the end. Madassa was good, but he didn't have enough friends today.
Yeah, no, I think the Madassa, his energy was just electric today, wasn't he? And I really enjoyed watching him today, but I really enjoyed watching Wakeham and Wright get the job done, and then Raf McMillan at the end. So, look, the Kingsmen will move into tomorrow, obviously, on top spot with their first loss. They'll be disappointed, but they'll certainly look to rebuild and look towards who their next opponents are tomorrow.
Still 2 games on, of course. The Stars are taking on ACT. The Strikers are here this afternoon against Bangladesh. Plenty of cricket to come. It is the top End T20 Series, sponsored by NT Tourism.
Are you looking to hit your studies for 6? Make the move to Australia's Northern Territory and start a world-class partnership where your potential can glide through boundaries and you can rack up runs in places you've never imagined. Enjoy our laid-back lifestyle and help us build what's next. When this over is over, think about getting on a good wicket and consider studying in Australia's Northern Territory. Authorised by the Northern Territory Government, Darwin.
Cricket taught us to chase boundaries. Out here, you'll find new ones. From hot springs to hotter curries, the Northern Territory surprises at every turn. Adventure, culture, food, it's all here and it's all real. Not your usual holiday, not your usual Australia. New boundaries, new territory. Australia's Northern Territory.